And welcome back here. We're in the press box here, the Mingy Beef Jerky Bowl. Gary Ball with Curtis Mackley. Always great to have you on Mingy Beef Jerky.
Be here.
You guys are doing
Absolutely.
great things in the state and becoming a brand that's known almost nationally now. How about that?
You know, we're working at it, and keep doing it the way that Ron did it from the start. So grow at the right pace, and grow will come. Right. As it needs to. So.
We've got your new spot. I love it, and I know you like it. There's a young man in it that's near and dear to you.
Yeah, my son Cannon, he's in it. Yeah, it turned out really nice.
It did. And back in the day, when you come to these high school games, you have to reminisce about your days at East Carter when you rushed for 1,300 yards your junior year, over 13 your senior, 20-some touchdowns. So it has to bring back those Friday night lights.
Absolutely. Even still, the guys come running out, the band. You get chills still.
You do.
Just. It's a great atmosphere here too, and a great night for football.
And a great man, Gary McPeak is the athletic director here at the new Frederick Douglass High School.
Yep.
A guy that you know quite well. You played high school football for him.
I did.
What was that experience like for you?
He was like a second father to me.
Yeah.
Just putting in good values and doing things the right way. It was it was a great experience.
You got to love, too, Curtis. You know football. You played it.
Sure.
You got to love what they've done here at Frederick Douglass. I mean,
do.
it's amazing what they've done here.
First-year team, absolutely. People don't expect that coming. It's like an expansion team in the pros or something. It's just it's not typical. It's
not typical.
They've done a great job.
They're going for their 6th win tonight. Their 2 losses to Scott County, state powerhouse.
Sure.
Danville, state powerhouse. So, I mean, that's their 2 losses. That's not a bad family to be in.
Absolutely not. You lose to those 2 guys, and you can't hang your head about that.
Well, not only have you been a great corporate partner of ours on PrepSpin, we appreciate that. You've got a good product. I mean, I love Mingy Beef Jerky. My favorite's the mild, but I do like the teriyaki.
Right. Yep.
But the coaches have been all over us about the hot and spicy. So what's down the road? I know you got the new teriyaki now, and it's really good.
It is, yeah. I mean, sweet and hot's new, but for now we're kind of where we are for a while. We're going to be with these flavors for a while, and go from there.
I like the sweet and hot. I've tried it.
I like it. It's my favorite.
Yeah, I like it. It keeps it's a
little
bit, but the sweetness kind of balances it out. So I like it, and we appreciate everything you've done for the kids in high school sports and Mingy Beef Jerky. It's become a name that everybody knows when you mention Mingy Beef Jerky. What a great product you guys have.
Well, if it wasn't good,
That's right. That's exactly right. That's just like PrepSpin. If we if we weren't good at making the video look good, and also right there we got the Mingy Beef Jerky scoreboard now that William put up a couple of weeks ago.
That looks outstanding.
It does. We're getting a lot of good comments about it because people tune in. Maybe they don't have a whole lot of time. They don't have an hour to watch a football game. They got 20 minutes. They want to know what the score is.
Absolutely.
So we got the Mingy Beef Jerky scoreboard right there.
I tell you, that screen is so clear.
Yeah, it is.
It's very clear.
1080p.
It's outstanding.
Well, Curtis, thank you, buddy. We appreciate you, and we know you were a darn good player, so I'm not going to challenge you to – Coach might challenge you to he was a good running back. He played at the University of Kentucky, but you guys are too good for me. I was a basketball player. But thank you, Curtis.
Absolutely.
And we'll come back with more on PrepSpin. It's the Mingy Beef Jerky Bowl here at Frederick Douglass High School. It's halftime. We'll come back, and Coach me, and we'll have, of course, his UFOs, Unheralded Football Overachievers. We'll be back.
This is where it all started. Right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
The following sports broadcast is brought to you by our title sponsor, Greer and Maggard Orthodontics, Mingy Beef Jerky, Bluegrass Orthopedics, Simply Great Soaps, Lexington Diagnostic Center, Crown Trophy, Bluegrass McDonald's, All Sports in the Fayette Mall, Atkinson Sims and Commode PLLC, Whitaker Bank, Alt 32, and by Rafferty's. We now take you to the ball game, live in HD video on PrepSpin.
Take a little walk with me. I'll keep you in good company and be there for you till the end. You'll never be alone, my friend.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall and allsportslex.com, locally owned and operated since 1972.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Over 30,000 Kentuckians are saving time and money by doing their banking online with Whitaker Electronic Banking.
341,000 transactions were made on the go last year using the Whitaker Bank mobile app.
Over 340,000 text alerts were sent last year with Whitaker Bank text banking.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Are you a Kentucky high school sports fan? Do you know where to find the latest news and information on your team, your competition, and high school sports action across the state? Join the fun and excitement at BluegrassPreps.com. You can support your favorite team, test your sports knowledge, and share news and views at BluegrassPreps.com for all the latest on Kentucky high school sports, other sports, and a whole world of lively discussion. Get on board at BluegrassPreps.com.
My tax refund usually helps me out, but this year it was much lower than what it was supposed to be. This isn't enough to get me caught up. What am I supposed to do?
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Say no to debt. Get your bankruptcy started for as little as $78 today. The consultation is free in Lexington and now in London.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
There are 50 Whitaker Bank locations serving Kentucky communities just like mine.
61 Whitaker Bank ATMs throughout Kentucky make getting quick access to cash easy.
Whitaker Bank staff serves the needs of nearly 70,000 Kentucky customers every day.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
What's your starting five? How about this one? Mild, hot, Cajun, barbecue, and teriyaki. It's the flavors of Mingy Beef Jerky, each one handmade from Ronnie Mingy's all-natural recipe using top-quality beef. That's what makes Mingy Beef Jerky stand out. Take it from me, Tom Leach. Pick up a package today, and if you don't see it, ask for it. And check them out online at mingybeefjerky.com. That's M-I-N-G-U-A beefjerky.com. And go there today to see their newest product, Mingy Beef Jerky Meat Sticks in mild, hot, or honey barbecue.
At White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, we believe that greatness is in the details. Each decision we make is for the benefit of our patients and our community. This means using industry-leading technology to help you achieve your goals and uncover your perfect smile. Our precision and efficiency results in an experience that is both pleasurable and affordable. White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, applying precision and elegance to your smile.
Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's is a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthopedics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
By the number.
And welcome everyone to Frederick Douglass High School tonight for high school football. It's the Mingy Beef Jerky Bowl at Frederick Douglass High School. Gary Ball with Coach Mike Meehan and William Warfield producing. Birthday boy producing tonight, Coach Meehan. William turned to big 3-0. 4-0.
Be careful what you say. He'll cut your mic quick.
That's right. He's how you doing? We're on the live PrepSpin video. Yeah, we're doing tonight it's Frederick Douglass and Hancock County. They've driven up. Talked to the coach today. He said they had about a 3-hour drive to get up here to Frederick Douglass. What a beautiful evening for high school football.
It is. They got some pretty big buses over there, so I think they were pretty comfortable coming here. Smaller schools, the Hornets. And
the K-State marching band is going to perform at halftime, so give them some love too, Coach.
Yeah, we're gonna have a big day, a big halftime. Actually, have an interview with Curtis Mackley, Mingy Beef Jerky. We have our UFOs that we normally have, and we got the K-State band.
K-State band, one of the reps was just up here admiring the telecast up here. It is run just like a telecast. I've done many of those over the years with WKYT, and this is run just like a telecast. Williams even got replays and all that of the broadcast. Frederick Douglass, on paper, they're going for their 6th win tonight. They're a heavy favorite in this game, but, Hancock County, they come in, Coach, with 4 wins, so they've got some nice wins this season. So they've got some good athletes on that Hancock County team.
Yeah, and they do something offensively that Frederick Douglass hasn't seen. They're an option-oriented team, Gary. They don't throw the ball very much, but they run the option a lot. And if you don't stop that fullback, if you don't stop that belly, and you got a quarterback that's a decent runner, fullback's a pretty good runner. I watched him on film. They could give him some trouble.
So the Frederick Douglass team comes in, coached by Brian Landis, and he is out there coaching tonight. When we were here a couple of weeks ago, it was Nathan McPeak, the head coach, interim head coach that night. So tonight it will be Brian Landis. The Hancock County Hornets, they come in coached by Bobby Eubanks, and he's a former Hancock County Hornet himself. He played there. He was an outstanding football player there, Coach. And he also went on to play at Murray State. Listen to this. He played for Houston Nutt on the 1996 OVC championship team.
Oh, that's pretty good. Now, I knew he was a football player. I didn't realize that he played at Hancock County. That's pretty neat. And he's a pretty good guy. We talked to him. I actually talked to him on the phone. You did too. A good man, and he's looking forward to coming over here and playing here at this school in Lexington.
The captains are making their way out on the field here tonight, just about set for football on just a perfect night, Coach, for high school football. It'll be probably in the upper 60s by the end of the halftime, maybe in the second half. And what do you expect here tonight, Coach, in this game? Hancock County, the Hornets, come in 4 wins, and Frederick Douglass comes in 5 wins.
56-61 for Hancock County.
Yes.
56-61.
Right.
Yeah, there's some corrections. We're getting some corrections from William.
Jersey changes. Yeah. Captain's making their way out there. Coach, you'll have the beat on that. I'll take a look at the starters we expect tonight. Austin Fuqua will start at center, big 285-pounder. And then you got Jesse Gray wearing a new jersey tonight, 64, forgot his 56 at home. Warren Garrison is the right guard, 250-pounder. Left tackle is going to be Devin Taylor. Taylor's a 220-pound junior. And Cameron White, big 250-pounder, is a right tackle. Backfield receivers, and they got a couple of good receivers. Parker Lane is a senior. You got Darian Clay, the freshman. Running backs will be Blaze Nally and also Tanner Singleton and Nate Alstead. Out with an elbow situation is their leading rusher, Gage Gray, tonight, Coach. You gave up 600 yards and 6 touchdowns with his elbow injury. And also tonight we're going to see Spencer Harpenow at quarterback. It's usually Jacob White, so I'm not sure if White has some type of injury, what the situation is there. And what do you see on the toss?
Frederick Douglass won the toss and elected to receive the football.
So they'll take the football. So we'll take a look at their offensive unit. Lonnie Collins will be their center, big 240 sophomore. Jeff Black at the right guard, 250 junior. Jalen Lewis left guard, and the guy we both like, Jake O'Buck, big number 75, Coach, 6'3", 265, and a sophomore. And then on the right side, Dayton LeBlanc, and he is headed to North Texas. LeBlanc is 6'2", 250. Tight end is Kennedy Cameron, 6'3", 220 senior. Wide receivers Micah Lowe, and also tonight Malik Trigg. DeKel Crowdis is going to be your starting quarterback tonight. The freshman getting the start for Bean, who's got a bit of a slight injury. Jefferson Harkless will be your running back, and Hayden Hunt will be the other wide out. We'll also see Nate Gray back there in the backfield as well when he will spell Harkless. Coach, Douglas in those Miami Hurricane uniforms. Their cheerleaders look like Miami Hurricane cheerleaders, same colors. And the Hornets of Hancock County in the white with a dark red color, pants and numerals. And here come the Frederick Douglass Broncos on the field here tonight on PrepSpin. And, Coach, we're looking for a big high school football game here tonight.
Yeah, I think so. It's going to be interesting to see. I think that Frederick Douglass High School is the favorite for sure. But Hancock County, they came up here, and they're not going to drive 3 hours for nothing. They're going to try to do their best, and I think they've got some skills. From what I saw on film, they can play. They run that option. Their defense is pretty decent, so we'll see. Frederick, Douglass High School's got to hold on to the football, not make mistakes. They've had a little fumble problem recently, Gary, and they have. Daggone it, if they don't have the fumble problem inside the 10-yard line every time, we're going in to score.
Yeah. Well, tonight they'll also have a new trigger man. It'll be DeKel Crowdis, the freshman. So, Coach, you being a quarterback guru, what are you going to look for early on out of the freshman getting his first start tonight for Frederick Douglass?
Well, first thing with a freshman, you look for poise. You look and see if he's going to stand in the pocket on the pass plays, if they try to get him outside, but also his handoffs. A lot of times you get a little excited in there. You don't have a good grip on the ball and so on. So we'll look at his feet. We'll look at his hand position. And again, it's hard to judge this, but we'll look at his leadership qualities.
And kicking off will be Jesse Gray, the big sophomore, big number 64, wearing that jersey tonight, will be kicking off. And let's see who Douglass will drop back deep. Frederick Douglass, 5-2. Their only losses to 2 powerhouses, Scott County, who's number 2 in the state, and Danville, who's number 1 in the state in AA with LCA. And I tell you what, that AA, Coach, with DeSales, Lexington Christian, Danville, and Mayfield loaded this year with 4 teams that are either one of those teams could probably win the state championship.
Well, we're going to take a good look at Danville in next week. So that'll be quite interesting. We've seen the sales.
Here's the kick short, and it's going to be jumped on at the 39-yard line on that short kick by Hancock County. And number 19 there to pounce on it for Frederick Douglass, Coach, as we look at the Douglass roster here. And that's going to be Perkins. Dayon Perkins is a young man who jumped on the ball there for the recovery for Frederick Douglass. So they'll start good field position up near the 40-yard line with their freshman quarterback, DeKel Crowdis, the freshman. Crowdis has Harkless with him in the backfield. He's got twin receivers both sides at the 40. Well, what a beautiful night, Coach, weather-wise. Quick toss inside to Lowe. He breaks tackles. Lowe, the 45. Lowe midfield and pulled out of bounds after about a 15-yard pickup. And hustling over there to pull him out of bounds was the corner. Quick toss Darian Clay, the freshman, Lowe, but not before 15-yard run there by Lowe.
Yeah, he was hit twice, actually. They had him for a loss in the backfield, but he slid away from the tackle. But a very good penetration by this Hancock County Hornet team.
15-yard pickup for Michael Lowe off the first carry, and it's 1st and 10, Broncos at the Hornets' 45-yard line. This time, Crowdis will go out of the shotgun, send man in motion. Hunt hitting the backfield, breaks a tackle, and here he's being chased and pulled down on a great play by the speedy Clay. Darian Clay, boy, we talked about him, Coach, the freshman really, really high on him, number 7 there for Hancock County. Coach Eubanks said he is going to be a good one, Gary. And we see it right. He's made both plays here defensively so far.
Right. He actually is one of their top tacklers, but he's a leading
intercept guy.
Yeah, interception and just about everything on the team.
A loss of 3 on that. Let's check up front for the Hornets. Up there quickly, Cameron White, Zachary Martin, Nick Locke, and Ryan Garrison, linebackers. Harpin now, Nally, Allstead, and Garrison. We'll check the secondary. We know back there is Clay. He's made a couple of plays. Here's Harkless dancing. Harkless, and he's knocked down short of the original line of scrimmage of 45. Were to be 3rd and long, and that was Jefferson Harkless, the ball carrier.
The Hornets are running a 4-3 look. You can see this on PrepSpin in high definition. They're running a 4-3 look, and on certain of those downs, they're actually playing man-to-man on the weak side receiver, but zone on the front side.
So 3rd down and long, and direct snap. Crowdis rolling to the right, 40. Crowdis 35, and all the way down, running hard to the 30. The young man's got some speed, and he takes it all the way down to the 30. That's going to be about a 16-yard pickup for DeKel Crowdis.
That's a really good idea to get him started that way. We got a little bit of limping around here. Yeah, that was Robbins, right? Tristan Robbins? No, my fault.
Who are we looking at, Coach?
Malik Trigg, I think they just pulled out on the sideline here, hurt, little ankle or something.
And you got, of course, Cameron Kennedy. Here's a quick pass out in the flats to Hunt. Hunt's gone. 10-5. Hunt, touchdown.
Nice job by the quarterback that time. Nice job of reading that defense, throwing the little flare pass to the outside. There was nobody there.
Well,
the easy touchdown.
That was set up by his big 15, 16-yard run to play prior to that, the quarterback. And then wide open was Hayden Hunt out in the flats, and Hayden Hunt nearly walked that one in 30 yards for the score.
Yeah, there was everybody in there. They're actually playing man-to-man. And that was a good job of coaching, by the way, making that call when they have man-to-man on that weak side. Going for 2.
Kick is up. And
no, went for 2, Gary, and got it.
So they faked it. I was looking down at my chart, so go ahead and, Coach, tell us what happened.
Yeah, they actually lined up in kicking formation, and the kicker pretended like the ball was snapped over his head. He jumped up in the air. You can see it over here in the replay.
Yeah.
And then the back that got the ball, the direct snap, ran it in easily for a 2-point conversion.
8-0, 10-13. Boy, it didn't take them long to score. And we'll be back here on PrepSpin, 8-0, as the lead belongs to Frederick Douglass on a 30-yard pass play as they go from their freshman quarterback Crowdis.
By the
Hayden
numbers,
Hunt.
Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 956 Kentucky charities and community events.
Employees of Whitaker Bank volunteered 14,860 hours to better our Kentucky communities.
93 nonprofits that promote diversity and inclusion in Kentucky are supported by Whitaker Bank.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
At Lexington Diagnostic Center, we love athletes.
We understand that when you are injured, the results of an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray can be the only thing keeping you off the field.
And that's what we're here for.
Same or next day appointments, front door parking, and our on-site radiologists make it easy for you to quickly get the results you and your doctor need. Call and compare prices.
We can save you hundreds of dollars.
We would love to help get you back in the game.
Singleton on the return. He's hemmed in on the far side, and Singleton's going to go down at about the 11. And that's where the Hancock County Hornets will have the ball. They're backed up. Remember, the Frederick Douglass drive started at their own 40, Coach. They had to go 60 yards, capped off by the Crowdis to Hunt 30-yard touchdown pass.
Hey, check out this action, man. Look at all the beat and the rhythm. Guess who's playing over here in the band?
K-State band.
The K-State band, getting everybody fired up.
Getting Coach fired up.
Yeah, I'm fired up for this football game.
8-0 here as Frederick Douglass has the early lead. Took the open possession 60 yards. Motion by Singleton. And the quarterback is going to tip it and flip it back to Singleton. Nice gain up to about the 29-yard. Good job there by the quarterback, Spencer Harpenow. Harpenow kept it to the last moment. Then he pitched it to Singleton, and he was able to get it up to the 20. Nice gain there.
Yeah, they're running the option, the belly option. They belly the fullback in the one gap or two gap, excuse me. and then quarterback threatens to run the ball, they collapse on him and he pitches it. One thing about an option team, Gary, is they practice the same thing over and over every day, so they should get good reads again on this Bronco defense.
Blaze Nally is your fullback. Singleton is your wingback. And they also have Nate Alstad. But Singleton is a young man who returned the kick and got 8 yards on that on the carry. Singleton, 68 carries, nearly 500 yards, Coach, and 6 touchdowns coming in. But we mentioned Gage Gray, elbow injury. Coach called it, he said he's got an elbow thing is all he would say. 600 yards and 6 touchdowns out of the game for them. And here's the right side, and it looks like close to the first down marker on the right side there.
Probably, yeah, a little bit. Looks like a little short.
Maybe a half a yard. Harpin now with the nice quarterback carry there. So it'll be 3rd down. Nice play. The defensive, Obi Taylor made that play. Mike Fogel's up front. Dayton LeBlanc. Linebackers, Gabe Hilliard, Romel Crowley, Shamar Taylor, Frederick Jewett, who makes a lot of plays, and Perkins, Jalen Bybee, Damon Christopher, and Jonathan Lott in the secondary. Here's the quarterback and diving forward. Let's see what the effort.
No, he didn't.
I don't know if he's got it.
No,
he needed to get to the 21, and they've marked him at about the 20. So it might be 4th down here already, and quarterback Harpin now kept it. He's not the normal starter. They've got Jacob White, a senior, who has some good yards, but he's out as well. So they're faced with 4th and a half a yard, Coach. And are they going for it?
I would think they probably will at least try to draw them off sides if they can. Go in a long count, maybe, to try to get them off sides. But they don't have anything to lose. You know, they may end up going for it. They only have a half a yard with that big fullback. Run the big fullback up in there.
Quarterback under center. Long count trying to draw him off side. His inflection didn't work, and he stands up, looks to the sideline.
Yeah, they'll call timeout here.
Yeah, they are going to call a timeout because they didn't draw him offside. So timeout, Hancock County. We have 8:34 to go in the first quarter. Frederick Douglass on top. Gary Ball, Mike Meehan, William Warfield, the birthday boy tonight here on the broadcast.
So, you know, let's talk just for a minute while we got time about this bowl game, this Mingy Beef Jerky Bowl.
Yes, sir.
What a great job that company does for high school sports and for, you know, especially here in Fayette County.
That's right.
Unbelievable. And I really admire them, the Raffertys, those businesses that really support these kids.
White Greer Maggard, of course, next Friday night, Coach and I, William, will be over at Lexington Christian Academy, home of the Eagles.
That's a big one.
They will play Danville. For all intents and purposes, they'll both go into that game probably 9-0. That might be one of the best regular season games we've done in a while.
It could be, and I expect it to be a real battle, too.
4th and inches here, and they have brought in their punter, it looks like.
That game will be 60-60.
It could be. Yeah, that could be an offensive show next week.
Punter is a freshman, Clay, Darian Clay. Boy, he's not your typical freshman, though, is he, Coach?
No, he does a little bit of everything. And again, we have these freshmen. We have him, and we have the quarterback for Douglas High School. It's going to be an interesting matchup.
Clay, good snap. Clay, short punt, shanks it off the right side, and it goes out of bounds, and the official see where he'll mark that at. And I got to say here as we start the broadcast, go Cubbies. Big win last night over the Nats. They were down 4-1. Came back and pulled it out. They're headed to the NLCS against the Dodgers. I think that starts Monday or Tuesday, but go Cubbies. They won it last year, Coach, and, of course, you know there's a lot of Cubs fans up here in the press box.
Monday, buddy.
Yeah, that was a good game last night. I watched part of that, too. I was watching football and baseball both. So.
Yeah, who ended up winning the Carolina? Did the Eagles end up winning?
Yeah, the Eagles won it. It was close, so pretty good game. A lot of defense in that game.
So here we got Douglas now. They start at their own 40. Now they start at the Hancock. Not good when you got a team like Frederick Douglass starting at the opponent's 35-yard line. Here's the quarterback keeper, 30, and he takes it 25, run out of bounds. Finally is DeKel Crowdis.
They just can't. The Hornets just don't quite have the speed to get out there and get that before it turns the corner.
Well, I tell you, this quarterback Crowdis doesn't look like a freshman, does he?
No, so far so good. I mean, everything he's doing seems to be right on the money. Jim Franklin, a good friend of mine, is quarterback coach, and he was before the game. I talked to Jim, and Jim said this kid's coming along. He might be the future of this program.
Oh, I agree. We also had a good long talk with Coach Derek Thomas.
Derek, a good man, very good man.
Yeah, he's a good coach. And Nathan McPeak.
They have a lot of great people on this staff.
I ran into Lester Diaz, the principal out here, before the game, talked to him. And Harkless, 15, 10, Harkless, and touchdown. Jefferson Harkless, 21 yards, and the romp. That's going to be his 9th touchdown rushing of the season, Coach, for Jefferson Harkless.
Yeah, that's just a simple power play. He just hit the crease. Offensive line did a really good job on that play blocking.
Look at that replay. Harkless, one guy lunged at him there at the 5, but, man, he was gone.
Yeah. Good explosion. Played for Dunbar last year.
Yeah, had the injury.
There's a little bit of mix-up here, a little interesting things because Douglas High School, another fake.
Here's a throw, and they drop it, though, on a 2-point conversion attempt. The score will stay 14-0. But they put 14 up on the board in the first 3 minutes and 46 seconds. We'll return here to Frederick Douglass High School, home of the Mingy Beef Jerky Bowl. Coming up at halftime, we're going to be joined by Curtis Mackley, the guru, the marketing director for Mingy Beef Jerky, with Coach Meehan and William Warfield, Gary Ball. 14-0, Frederick Douglass on top of Hancock County.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up in all sports. Pick it up in all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 496 Kentucky schools.
Over 282,000 students benefit from Whitaker Bank's Kentucky education initiatives.
Whitaker Bank has contributed almost $441,000 to education programs for the advancement of Kentucky's youth.
We share your passion, Kentucky.
Love the bank that loves you back.
Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Welcome back to Frederick Douglass High School. Here comes the kick by Frederick Douglass. Singleton from the 10 this time. 15, 20, 25, and nice return this time up to the 27-yard line. A lot better field position for the Hornets of Hancock County. And, Coach, they need it down 14-0 against this strong Frederick Douglass football team.
They do. It's really tough. In order to get back in the football game, they're going to have to establish a drive, establish that fullback in that option so they can drive the ball down the field.
And they've got a good little fullback in Nally. He's a sophomore, but he's strong. And they've got also, of course, Singleton, who just returned that kick at the 27-yard line. Singleton.
We got a little hold up here for some reason. The white hat came over here to the sideline. Talked to Coach Landis about something.
Brian Landis played at Eastern Kentucky University, coached at UK last year. Last couple of seasons, he was an assistant coach there at Kentucky. Also a former horseman when I covered the arena football team, Coach.
You run into those guys all the time, don't you?
Yeah, Mike Harmon's out here. Gary McPeak was a coach with the horseman. Motion by Singleton, quick toss to him and grabs it, and Singleton flies up to about the 28-yard line.
Yeah, there wasn't much hope on that play. He ran the pitch outside to the short side of the field, and Douglas High School just too quick. The Broncos are just too quick going out there. Again, yeah, Douglas is running a 50 defense. They're running a 5-2 look with a man over the center. If you'll look at that on PrepSpin, you'll know. Take a look. Don't always watch the ball when you're watching the game. Look at these offensive linemen and defensive linemen. This little 50 defense with those linebackers, the linebackers are scraping and have to make a whole lot of plays in this defense.
Harpenow. And Harpenow's going to be knocked down at the 30-yard line. And coming over to get him, making a nice play, Shamar Taylor, the inside linebacker, making a play on Harpenow.
We have a player down for Hancock County.
Might be the quarterback. I'm not sure.
No.
Play by number 9.
Yeah, here's the play. Watch this play again, Coach, by linebacker Taylor. Boy, he made a nice pursuit play on that one.
Again, when you run that defense, your linebackers do a lot of work for you. They try to. Those guards have to try to get out there to block those linebackers, and sometimes they just can't get there.
Trying to get a beat on the young man that's down and injured for Hancock County. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the young man who ran the ball, the quarterback. But don't want to speculate. We have 7:52 here in the first quarter. Player down for the Hornets. All their team down on They've had a number of injuries this year already, Coach, and when your numbers are down like that, you can't afford many more injuries if you're Bobby Eubanks in Hancock County.
Right. When you bring a team that's already decimated by injuries, and then you have people hurt in the game, that's not a good sign for you. I don't know who they play next week, but I'm sure they'd like to go healthy into their next game.
Absolutely. And I believe the Broncos have Henry Clay next week as well. Hey, how about that? The mascot rode in on the Harley tonight. The Harley's right down there at the 50-yard line. Mascot rode in on the Harley. K-State Marching Band here. PrepSpin here. It is a total circus atmosphere here tonight. When PrepSpin rolls in, it's all about the party, right? We're coming to your city, as they say.
And it's a big crowd here on the Douglas side. Really, a lot of students and a lot of parents here.
Yep. And the young player was harping now. The quarterback, he gets up on his own power, but he's going off very gingerly. And Darian Clay, I believe the freshman, is their backup now. Is Harpenhouse holding his wrist, William Moorfield said, so must be some type of wrist. And when you're a quarterback, you can't injure your wrist, that's for sure. You got to have the wrist. It is going to be Clay now, the freshman, in their quarterback number 7.
Gary, I'm going to make a point here. As he was being walked off the field, Shamar Taylor, one of the players for Douglas, walked over and tapped him on the head and said something to him really nice.
Good sportsmanship.
We love it. That's one thing I'm looking for, and that goes back to your coaching staff.
It does.
Your coaching staffs teach that, and to me, it's one of the most important things you can learn.
Well, you've lost Jacob White, your senior. He's out. Now you lose Harpenau, your backup, and now you go to the third-string quarterback, Darian Clay, a freshman.
Well, we have 2 freshman quarterbacks then for the rest of this game.
Good point. Well, it's going to be 3rd down and 8. 7 minutes and 43 seconds there with that injury to Harpenau, the quarterback. Clay sends Singleton in motion. Clay keeps it, rolls right to the 35. Clay, 40. He's turning on the juice midfield. Far 40. Will he outrun him down the far sideline? What will they mark him at? And he stepped down up at about the 33. But, man, immediately we see the speed that Coach Eubanks was talking about for Darian Clay, the freshman.
But that freshman, really, he can do it. He just hit the corner, and he was gone.
He found another gear.
He did. Now, again, this option offense is something that Douglas is not used to seeing.
He'll go to the sideline to Bobby Eubanks and get that play. But, man, I'm impressed with the freshman. Coach, that was about a 30-yard pickup, I believe. Does that sound about right?
Sounds about right.
Maybe 35. We'll get the stats from WL Stats at the end of the quarter, which we still have 7:28. Motion. Clay rolling to the right. Quick toss. Fumble. Ball loose. And let's see who's got it. Frederick Douglass was there. Hancock County might have pounced back on it, though.
Yeah, I was looking at the official.
Let's take a look at that again, Coach. Hancock County was able to get back on it. Not a good toss there by Clay.
Yeah, I was looking at the official. I call the official number 55 for Frederick Douglass. LeBlanc, yeah. Yeah, he pointed Frederick Douglass.
Yeah, like they got it.
He pointed Hancock
Well, when you're
County's
going to
way.
North Texas, you know that you've got your directions.
Yeah,
right,
he's got
okay?
he's got him right.
He's going to North, not South Texas.
He said, I'm not worried about that. I saw him get it.
He said, I'm going that way. That's North.
Yeah,
okay.
I saw him get it.
Loss of about 4. 2nd down. Singleton in motion. Clay rolls right. Clay now turning on the juice. Clay sets, cuts it, hit, and drops, sacked all the way back in midfield. Driven backwards there. Coming in there to get him was Frederick Jewett.
Yeah, the coverage was very good downfield. They sent 3 receivers out. You see that on the replay maybe. They sent 3 receivers out, and all 3 receivers were covered. Quarterback didn't have a chance. He tried to cut back inside and run it, but he couldn't get it.
I mean, he's got some speed. We saw that on that big 35, 40-yard run he did first play from scrimmage when he came in for the injured Harpenau. And now we're into the first period, 5 minutes, 55. If you're just tuning in, the Mingy Beef Jerky scoreboard shows you that Frederick Douglass leads Hancock County 14-0 here on PrepSpin. 3rd down, Clay looking to pass. Trouble, tosses it out, and into the flats, incomplete, trying to go to Tanner Singleton, the senior running back. Incomplete. So that brings up 4th and long now. Coach, what's in your repertoire for 4th and about 25?
It's called punt.
And they hope, and Clay punts as well. Nice quarterback. He made the first 2 plays defensively. Hunt's back deep to receive for the Broncos. But, I mean, this young man does it all. He is going to be a special player at Hancock County. Make no bones about it.
Yeah, I think if they continue to develop him and some of these other younger players, they're going to be in contention here down the road.
They're 4-3 coming in, Coach, so they've got a pretty good football team.
Yeah. And I do like Eubanks. I like the way he coaches this football team.
Snap, a little low, scooped up by Clay. Just got it off. Shanked it, hit it toward the right side. Bounces and takes a direct right at about the 25-yard line. Actually, they say 24 down there, so that's where Frederick Douglass will have it. Their first series started at the 40. They went 60 yards in a touchdown, capped off from the quarterback Crowdis to Hunt. And then Harkless turned on the Jets and went 21 yards for a TD run. They lead at 14-0.
A good football team. Douglas has developed a decent football team. Like you said, they've lost 2 games, but the 2 teams that are going to be contention for their division.
State titles.
Oh, absolutely.
Scott County and Danville. Danville plays LCA next Friday night, folks. And if you've ever watched a game on PrepSpin, you might want to tune into that one next Friday at 7:30. I've been telling everybody about it. Handoff, Harkless trying to bounce it. He's hitting the backfield. Here comes the Hornets swarming. No pun intended.
Pun intended.
It was intended. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Well, they swarmed that play, didn't they?
Yeah, they're a decent defensive team. What I saw in the first 2 drives, and you saw too, Gary, is they missed tackles. They had the runners for losses and then just missed the tackle.
That looked like the whole interior line there. White, Martin, Locke, Garrison, linebackers were in there, Nally. Man, I don't know who you credit that tackle to. There were so many of them in there. 2nd and 11 now for DeKel Crowdis. Back to pass, throws down the middle, and incomplete. Down the middle as he was trying to go to Thomas, Breon Thomas, excuse me. So 3rd down, Coach. Thomas getting a lot of – you're right. I think Trigg must have been injured earlier because usually it's been Malik Trigg, but
yeah,
now Thomas has become one of the primary targets. Breon Thomas, I called him.
I'm really interested in watching this defense, Gary. I'm curious as to what they're doing on this backside over
Crowdis looking, rolling left. Crowdis, here comes pressure. Crowdis steps up. Crowdis is going to tuck it. He's at the 28, 30. There's a block. Crowdis, there's a flag. Crowdis far sideline finally ran out of bounds.
It's an absolute.
Actually, that was not Crowdis. Excuse me, folks. That was Montavian Bean back in there, quarterback. So Bean in there, 13. Not Crowdis, excuse me.
Yeah, they brought Bean back in.
I didn't see the number.
Block in the back, very clearly a block in the back.
Yes, sir.
People say, people try to defend the blocks in the back by saying, well, my head was in front. No, it wasn't. Your head was on the side.
Unless it was on a swivel.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that 3rd and long now, I'll take it back, and it was Montavian Bean in there for Crowdis. Crowdis played so well. Why do you take him out, Coach? He ran so well. He threw a 30-yard touchdown pass. Why do you even take him out?
I'll tell you why. Because they planned it. That was their plan. That was their game plan.
It was a set number of plays?
Set number of plays for the freshmen. Then listen, it's a good thing to do. You give him a set number of plays. You bring him on the sideline. You talk about what he did, what he can improve on, and so on.
It's a coaching moment.
It is a coaching moment. But then you got to get him back in now.
Right.
You can't let that momentum.
And nothing against Bean. He's an outstanding quarterback. And there's another flag on that penalty. It's going to be 3rd and about 20. And then we got a penalty, and this may take them back 5 more yards. Or will it be half the distance from there? No, I think it is the full 5, isn't it, Coach?
It is. Should be, yes. Yeah, because it was a procedure penalty? Now, see, the Hornets have got an opportunity here.
They do.
To get something going, get back in this game, a little turnover.
Absolutely.
Now they're in the forefront, 4-4 again.
Bean looking, throwing it deep down the right sideline, and it's going to be Singleton battling there with the receiver. That time was Crowdis, the freshman. So DeKel Crowdis says, you know what, I may not be in their quarterback, but I can run out as a receiver. Brings up 4th and long, and Frederick Douglass is going to have to punt for the first time tonight to Hancock County.
Yeah, I think that was a really good job of coverage that time, wasn't it?
It sure was. It was Singleton back there. That young man Singleton, you talk about him as a good running back. He's got 5 interceptions on the season, Coach.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with their coverages, their defense. And, again, I'm going to talk about that in just a minute as soon as I get something straight the next time they run defense, because I'm really curious of what they're doing out there.
Punt, low, scoops it up. hits it off the right side. Bad punt out of bounds. So, boy, I tell you, Hancock County is going to have excellent field position. They are going to start. The official is going to mark it at the 25-yard line. So Hancock will start at the Frederick Douglass 25-yard line, even though the Broncos lead 14-0. Here's a good opportunity right here for a young football team, the Hornets of Hancock County, Coach, to maybe make a statement here early on that they've come here to play. They haven't come here to get blown out.
Well, they're playing decent ball. They just gave up two big touchdowns because of big plays and missed tackles. Now here's a good opportunity, I think, to go for broke. Even on first down, belly that fullback, step back and throw that pass to that wide receiver out there.
And Clay's got Parker Lane, a wideout. He's outstanding, Clay. And this time, I tell you what, the young man from Frederick Douglass, big number 56, that's Obie Taylor. He nearly took the handoff that time from Clay.
Yeah, you can.
He was right there in the middle of it.
It's back.
Look at that, Coach. Look at that again on replay.
At the beginning of football.
Look at big number. He's right there taking the handoff.
Yeah, there's one thing for sure that you always know, and that if you're running against an option team, penetration kills you.
Yeah.
It kills you.
It sure does.
Because you have to get those gaps blocked and let that fullback get established.
2nd and 12, and Clay, since that opening run in for Harper now, Singleton goes in motion, quick toss to him. He's trying to get outside, and he will not. Pull down back at the 30. He's going to lose a couple of yards.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough for them to get outside on a quick play like that. They're going to need to go back to their option where they belly, let the quarterback keep and then pitch.
And it was the strong safety, Damon Christopher, came up and made that play on Singleton.
But you know what, Gary? You got to worry about protecting your quarterback a little bit. Now they're playing their third-string quarterback now. I don't know how many quarterbacks they have.
Right. Well, if they lose this kid, they'll be down to their probably freshman. Well, this kid's a freshman.
Yeah.
But he starts on the varsity, so you know he doesn't probably play too much on the freshman team. But you're right, Coach. They're down to the third quarterback, Hancock County. Singleton motion. Clay rolling left. Breaks down. Pulled down back in the backfield and sacked. And a couple of big-time plays in there. It was Mike Fogle. Oh, they didn't call him Fogle. They had another number on us, a new number on us there, Coach. 29. They called him Biden or something.
Yeah, we'll find out here in a little bit.
Check on 29 for us, William, over there, because we've got him as Fogle. They don't have him as that. Will you check with the scorekeeper? We want to credit the right guys, don't we, Coach?
We try to.
They did not call 29 Fogle. They called him something else, Biden or something.
Fourth down, in this type of offense, it's tough to get anything here.
Mike Fogle.
Look, here's nothing.
Clay looks and incomplete down to the 25-yard line. Incomplete pass.
It's really tough on a quarterback on a penetrating defense to run a bootleg with a right-handed quarterback to the left side, because he has got to have time to accelerate his body forward, get his shoulders around so he can throw the ball. And when they're chasing you, you can't do it.
You know, Coach, Hancock County, that drive started at the Frederick Douglass 25. When it was over, they were at the Douglass 26-yard or at the 31-yard line, Coach. There's something wrong with that picture.
What's wrong with the picture is they can't establish the fullback. They can't get the option going.
They went the wrong way.
In order to get the option going, you got to get that belly inside.
Frederick Douglass is a solid football team. I think they could make some noise in the 6A playoffs. What are your thoughts, Coach?
I think so. We'll have to.
Bean fakes. Montavian rolling. Sets. Throws. Caught 40. Up 45. Midfield stripe. And that's going to be an outstanding Breon Thomas, who's become a big target tonight.
Okay, I'm going to talk about this little matchup that I'm seeing on the weak side. They're playing zone everywhere except on that weak side wide receiver. And Micah Lowe is battling this Cartwright kid on that side, and it is a battle. I mean, it is one-on-one, man-to-man, hand-to-hand combat, it looks like.
And Lowe's a good receiver. We know that. Fake to Harkless. Pass out the near side, and it's caught by Crowdis, and he takes it down to the 46-yard line. So DeKel Crowdis, who started at quarterback, has now got him a nice catch and a 6-yard gain there. Singleton, Tanner making another defensive play for the Hornets of Hancock County. Coach had about a 3-hour drive to get up here from Hancock County.
Pretty country down that way, though.
Sure is beautiful down there. 2nd down. Here's Harkless trying the same play, left side, and he scored. He's at the 35. Harkless to the 30 and down to the 28-yard line. That's going to be about an 18-yard pickup for Jefferson Harkless.
That was a really nice job of blocking that. He broke it to the outside, and if it wasn't for Cartwright, he might have gone all the way. Cartwright kind of turned it inside for him.
So he gets it down inside the 30 to Jefferson Harkless, a 1,000-yard rusher at Paul Dunbar a season ago. And had an injury late in the season, too. It would have had much more than that. Fake Bean down the middle. He's got his big kid tight end. He's going to take it in for the touchdown. Kennedy Cameron, wide open. Tight end as always.
Open. According to Gary Ball philosophy, the tight end is always open, and pretty much he is. Yeah. Even in a UK game, tight end's open quite often.
But
we got a little penalty.
We got a yellow hanky on the ground. I'll bring this one back. And Frederick Douglass reacting. You know, I was told that, I was calling Douglass a lot last time we were here. And, really, it is Frederick Douglass, named after the great African-American Frederick Douglass. And, it's Frederick Douglass. But, I just remember the old Douglass High School.
Is it Paul Lawrence Dunbar?
I just call him Dunbar.
People call him Dunbar.
Yeah. By the way, you always ask me about the Scholastic Ball Report. The Dunbar boys soccer team of the week this week. They're heading on to the regional. Although Catholic got them last night in the district final.
We're just calling them Douglas on our Mingy Beef Jerky store.
Yeah, they're Douglas on there, but I was. Here's Harkless, and he leaps down to the 28-yard line. That'll bring up second and about 9.
Yeah, Harkless is a good hard runner, but again, these holes are being opened by this big lineman. 56 is doing a super job out there.
Yeah.
56, Obi Taylor. All right, there it is, the belly keep.
He's heading down to the 15 and knocked down at the 14-yard line.
I thought he was gone that time, too. Bean.
Montavian Bean just kept that one.
And Bean was quarterbacking for Henry Clay last year.
Starter. Came in the Rao game and nearly brought him back to victory in that game.
Yeah. And believe me, I'm not saying there's any fault in that, because when a new school's built, they reshuffle the district a little bit, and that's what happens. You get kids that played for other teams.
Absolutely. Bean. Quick pass in the flats.
No, they're not good.
And to the 10 and pulled down. Let's see where they mark him at. That was called by Lowe. Lowe has 8 TD catches and should have 9. We saw him with the 9th, and then he fumbled the ball at the pylon there. Remember against Bryant Station a couple weeks ago? That would have been his 9th touchdown catch.
That was the battle I'm talking about, because Cartwright made that tackle on Lowe, and they're going, man, they're 1-1 out there. It's tough.
That's going to do it for the first quarter. The Mingy Beef Jerky Scoreboard Show. Frederick Douglass 14, Hancock County nothing. We'll come back with second quarter action here on PrepSpin.com, the leading digital network in the state of Kentucky. High school football, beautiful Friday night. Mingy Beef Jerky bowl game. Frederick Douglass and Hancock County on the White Greer Maggard game of the week.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
Hey, William, just put a disclaimer up there. We're back live here at the Mingy Beef Jerky Bowl. Coming up at halftime, if you didn't catch it, I believe it was on in the pregame too, right, William? Curtis Mackley from Mingy Beef Jerky, but you can catch that interview that I did with Curtis at halftime here tonight as well. Gary Ball, William Warfield, our producer, King of Stream, and, of course, always my main man, Coach Mike Meehan. He'll have his UFOs, unheralded football overachievers, even down in Hancock County. Coach was telling me, he said, I've got my UFOs into Coach Meehan. I know who my UFO is. All the coaches look forward to that now.
He called me right away, and we like to honor these people. Hancock County's their own UFO, though. They're trying like heck to play in this football game. But, boy, they got their backs against the wall here.
They sure do, with Bean back in at the normal starter for Frederick Douglass. And they have just moved, what they did is they just moved Kel Crowder to wide receiver. So the freshman, you have a freshman and a quarterback now for Hancock County because of Harpenau's injury. Wrist injury, it looked like.
They moved that ball to the left hash. That was where it should have been, and I don't know how they made that mistake originally.
Got to watch Michael Lowe out to the top. Bean loves to go to him. He's a big target.
Yeah, but that's that battle I told you about.
And why do you need it? You got a quarter there that broke a quarter break. Why do you need a timeout before you start the second quarter after a quarter break?
I don't know, but Coach Landis is not too happy with somebody out there.
Somebody didn't know the play.
Somebody lined up in the wrong spot, or maybe they had too many men on the field. I don't know.
Like I said, here's what's coming up. Next Friday night.
Saw that.
Lexington Christian at home against Danville. Those are two of the top teams. And thank you, Mark Maloney from WL Stats for the first quarter stats. And listen, look at these numbers. Harkless already 46 yards in the score. Clay 46 yards for the Hancock County team, Coach. As you take a look at those first quarter stats, you might need a little light there.
I got it. Fine.
Shine a light on the situation.
Yeah, we've Hancock County hasn't completed a pass yet, but Hayden Hunt for Frederick Douglass has got 3 catches, or got 1 catch for 30 yards. And Thomas, of course, 1 for 17. So,
see what Bean does here. Low now split out to the bottom. That's one of the issues, is they had their slot receivers in the wrong places.
I think so too. But Lowe's not against Cartwright this time, so we'll see. We'll pitch outside.
Quick toss to Hunt, trying to get the corner, spun inside Hunt, and he's going to be dropped at about the 5-yard line.
We got a little timeout here, stopping the clock. But are they going to measure?
He is pretty close, but I don't know. He's nowhere near the first down. Or do they think he is? No.
We got a flag thrown very, very late.
Late flag is.
And I think it's on the.
There's a sideline warning.
It is. Let's talk about that for a minute. You get a sideline warning, and the second time you get that, you get a penalty against you for the sideline.
Right. Well, they threw a flag.
Now, what they're trying to keep from happening, and it happens sometimes in high school football, is players, but more often a coach gets out in that lane where the official is, and the official has to run down the field, and I'll be daggone if he doesn't run into somebody, a coach or something, and that impedes him, and that's why they watch this. They have to be very careful of that.
Third down at about 2 for Frederick Douglass and the Broncos at the Hancock 5-yard line. Quarterback is to Harkless, and Harkless is going to does he get in? Still driving, and he does. Harkless with the second effort was able to break the goal line down the right side. So Harkless with his second touchdown tonight. And Frederick Douglass, the Broncos, go up 20-0 here to start the second quarter of action here at the Mingy Beef Jerky Bowl. And, Coach, that was just a basic.
A little sweep. Let's see that on replay. Can we see that on replay, William?
Here we go.
Yeah, let's take a look at that. They counted away, ran a fullback lead sweep, and he just actually ran through another tackle or two all the way to the end zone.
And then they go for 2, and they run that in as well. They get the 2-point conversion. And that was Taylor with the run, Taylor. So it makes it Broncos 22, Hancock County nothing here at the Mingy Beef Jerky Bowl at Frederick Douglass. We'll return here on the White Greer Maggard Game of the Week on PrepSpin with Frederick Douglass, the Broncos leading Hancock County 22-0.
Take a little walk with me. I'll keep you in good company and be there for you till the end. You'll never be alone, my friend.
All S, all P, all O, R T, S.
In Fayette Mall and allsportslex.com, locally owned and operated since 1972.
By the number.
We're not going. Tomorrow's reunion. Welcome back here. It's all Frederick Douglass. It's all Broncos all the time. They lead 22-0 here over Hancock County. And Set to kick off. Frederick Douglass, short kick this time. Fumbles the football, but picked up by a man in front of him, and he is going to be hammered at the 26-yard line.
Well, good for that guy. I don't know what, I couldn't get his number, but boy, he was Johnny on the spot, wasn't he?
38, I believe it was, for Hancock County.
That could have been a disaster.
So Luke Garrison, I think it was. I think Garrison's a young man that was Johnny on the spot.
Another freshman.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I tell you, this Hancock County team's got some talent now. Frederick Douglass has probably got more athletes, more weapons right now, more depth, but Hancock County, they're building for the future. They came in with 4 wins. Douglas 5-2 coming in. Only losses were to ranked teams. That would be Scott County, who's number 2 in 6A, number 3, whatever poll you look at. Danville, who's a top-ranked team in AA. Fumble! And let's see, does Douglas have it? They're battling for it at the 25. But looks like, I tell you what, I will say this about Hancock County, man. They know how to get back on them fumbles after they fumble it. They must practice that. Who did?
15 for Hancock.
So that was recovered by Blaze Nally, the sophomore.
Again, I tell you what, they're trying like heck to get that fullback up there and running, but Douglas's 50 defense is just absolutely stymieing that play.
Second down, motion. Clay, quick toss now to Singleton. Running hard. Singleton, nice run, 33, 34. Boy, he'll be, so Singleton with about a 6-yard pickup brings up third down, and a manageable third down now with that nice run there, Coach, by Tanner Singleton.
The Hancock County pulled the front side tackle to lead on that play, and they may have to go to a little bit more of that. To run a little sweep, a little power, pulling the front side tackle and letting him get in front of the play.
And I believe Theo Overton helped out on that play. Is that not correct, Coach? Number 7
yes.
Right there with the towel on his backside there.
Yep.
He helped out on that play. He's in there now in the secondary. 3rd down and 4. Clay, the freshman, sends motion. Clay rolls left. Going to cut it back inside. Hit. Clay 35 short of the first down on a good tackle there. Nice job turned in by the outside linebacker, Gabe Hilliard, making that play, the junior.
Gabe did a good job because Gabe didn't overrun the play. Even though Clay was going to the left side, he stayed home to make the tackle. But you know what? That quarterback's not bad. It was a nice little run, Gary. And then a nice little cut back to the inside.
9-minute, 40-second mark, as you see on the Mingy Beef Jerky scoreboard. 22-0. Frederick Douglass on top of Hancock County. Gary Ball with Coach Mike Meehan. William Warfield, our producer, the King of Stream. Happy birthday, William.
Thanks, sir.
4th down and short. Pass over to middle, incomplete, trying to go to Singleton, who dropped the ball. He had it in his hands and dropped it at the 40. Would have been well enough for the first down, and ball turned over on downs now to Frederick Douglass, already leading 22-0. Coach, you got to make those catches when you're trailing a good team 22-0.
Yeah, there was a little kind of like a little jump pass to it, a little bit behind him, but again, they tried to take a chance on that. They had very short yardage to get. When I talked to Coach Eubanks, I'm going to make this point. One of the things he told me to make sure that people understand is they've had a lot of injuries. They only brought like 30 players down
ton
here.
Of injuries.
But he's got so much pride in how tough his kids are.
Yeah.
And they just don't quit. They really work hard in practice, and they're all about playing football because they love to play the game.
Got your great UFOs coming up at halftime, Coach, in an interview with Curtis Mackley from Mingy Beef Jerky. 1st down for Frederick Douglass. Bean back at quarterback. High pass, and it's caught down to the 28-yard line. Singleton made the play after the catch by Crowdis.
Yeah, that ball was thrown a little high.
If Singleton could have broke on that a little bit quicker, he might have had his 6th pick of the season.
Yeah, that ball was thrown a little slow and a little high.
But 2nd down and pickup of 7. Clock continues to run. 8 minutes and 52 seconds here in the first half. Bean fakes to Harkless, fires left side. He's got over there. He's got Thomas. Thomas to the 15, and Thomas down to the 13-yard line, 1st down.
They switched those defensive backs, Gary. Singleton's on this side now. They brought Singleton onto this side. Is he on low again?
Yes.
Yeah, see, that's what they're doing.
Clay made the stop, the freshman Clay, on the tackle. He's already got about 4 or 5 tackles here in the first half to go with. In fact, he's playing quarterback now for Hancock County. Bean fires out in the flats, and it's a good catch out there. But a great tackle as he spun around. It was caught by Trigg. But a nice play turned in. And, Coach, was that Nally out there? Who'd you see out there making the play defensively?
Let's see. 16. Yeah,
it was Nally. Yeah, it was Nally making that play.
Right, and then Tanner Singleton, number 20's over there now. Again, Cartwright is over here on low.
You got triple receivers to the bottom. You got to watch Micah Lowe here looking for his 9th touchdown catch. Bean.
Nice.
Harkless looking for his 3rd. 5, he's going to walk in. 3rd touchdown tonight for Jefferson Harkless. 3rd TD in the first half, folks, and it's already 28 to nothing. You think Frederick Douglas, we do have an injured lineman down for the Broncos, which is unfortunate as our coaching staff heads out there, Nathan McPeak. And the coaching staff, we got a young man down, face down on the ground on the far side for the Broncos.
Yeah, I haven't seen a trainer go out there. Where are the trainers?
Yeah, well, they're calling for him right now, I think. He gets up. He looks like he's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Got up his own power. Big number. That was big number 74, Jeff Black, Jr., 250-pounder. So it was big Jeff Black, 250-pound right guard. Gets up. He walks off on his own power. Helped off there by Jake O'Buck, the young man you like, Coach, big number 75.
I do.
He's a stud.
Yeah, whatever he got hit, he went down and stayed down quickly. So
yeah.
Whatever it was,
I think O'Buck,
it took him down.
I think Jake O'Buck's going to be one of the best big linemen to come out of this area. Well, we had Jedrick Wills, who's Alabama right now. I'm not putting him in that category, but I think he's going to be a good one.
Yeah, he is.
Here's the extra point, and the kick is up, and it's good. So with still 7:48 to go in the first half, the Frederick Douglass Broncos 29, Hancock County nothing. We'll return on the Mingy Beef Jerky scoreboard to Greer Maggard High School football game of the week.
Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Over 30,000 Kentuckians are saving time and money by doing their banking online with Whitaker Electronic Banking.
341,000 transactions were made on the go last year using the Whitaker Bank mobile app.
Over 340,000 text alerts were sent last year with Whitaker Bank text banking.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Are you a Kentucky high school sports fan? Do you know where to find the latest news and information on your team, your competition, and high school sports action across the state? Join the fun and excitement at bluegrasspreps.com. You can support your favorite team.
Well, there's the Harley, the Mike Me, and we'll be riding home tonight back over to the north side of Lexington. Beautiful Harley Davidson as the mascot. The Bronco rode in on that tonight. The K-State band is here, fired up. High school football, beautiful weather up here with Coach Mina William in the press box. It's electric.
You'd have to put another wheel in the front for me to ride that thing.
Here's the kick, short kick. Singleton scoops 15-20. Singleton 25. Cuts it near side. Singleton being chased and pulled down back inside the 25-yard line. Nice play there turned in by the defense, and in particular it was Dayon Perkins, the junior, number 19. Here's a late flag coming in.
There's no such thing as two. It has to be a penalty.
Yeah, another flag coming in from the referee, and it's going to be, we're waiting, Frederick Douglass, so that's going to be the call. That'll be 15 yards. So this will put the Hornets, coach, in the best field position they've had to start a drive. It'll be up near the 40-yard line.
Yeah, an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty right there on the sideline or near it. Must have been a late hit or something. We didn't see it. Again, you don't want to start that way. You know, this is a very disciplined team so far that I've seen this year, Douglas High School.
Yeah, very disciplined.
I'm sure Coach Landis and his staff, Coach McPeak. Coach Landis is the defensive coordinator on this football team.
Right. So who actually calls the plays?
Yeah, offensively, it's McPeak that calls the plays.
Gotcha. Nathan McPeak?
Yes.
Here's Clay. Rolling left. Clay being pursued.
Nice
40.
Speed.
45, midfield. Clay, and he takes it down to the 43. That's going to be a nice 18-yard pickup for the freshman Darian Clay. for Hancock County.
And you know what was impressive about that was he outran a lot of these players.
You know, Coach, he may have he had 40. Look at the stats there. He had 40. Clay had 46 yards. Coach, you've covered him up there but he had 40. No, it was he did. He had 46 yards in the first quarter. Clay did rushing, and he just added. He had 18 on that one. He's going to have some nice rushing numbers in this game, even though his team is down 29-0 here. But Hancock has it 45 of Frederick Douglass. Clay's going to keep it again. Roll right. Clay wishing he'd thrown the ball at this point. And he's going to be slammed out of bounds at the 47. He's going to lose a couple of yards. You know when you're running there and all these defenders are coming at you, you're going, why did I run this play?
I know. The wideouts, yeah, I know.
That's what you're thinking because I'm going nowhere.
Yeah, that's what the old story about how you can tell a team's telegraphing what they're going to do because when they break the huddle, there's 3 backs smiling and 1 crying. So, you know, he's going to get the ball. Chase Hendren out here, a wide out here on this side, is really having a tough time blocking downfield. These Douglas defenders are just so quick, and it's hard to get locked on him as a wide receiver.
Clay sends motion. Alstad, quarterback keeper, and he's going nowhere to be 3rd and long. And then on top of it was Dayton LeBlanc, the defensive end senior.
Yeah, he's collapsing down, and maybe that's one reason why that play on the outside worked the last time.
Yeah.
Once you catch these defensive ends collapsing down, sometimes the keep on the outside is the best play.
Last time we was here, we saw a big fella from Station get a scoop and a fumble recovery for 90 yards, and that made Sunday Night Football on NBC. How about that?
You know my favorite part of that play?
What?
After he ran 99 yards or whatever it was, he turned around to chest bump his players.
Yeah.
There wasn't nobody there. Nobody was there.
Yeah, nobody was there to chest bump the big fella. 3rd down and long. Allstat in motion. And they give to the big fullback. Nally and Blaze is going nowhere. Maybe the 45, so it'll be 4th and about 10.
Yeah, that's
carried
tough
by the sophomore Nally.
It's tough. It's tough to get this far behind the chains when you're an option team.
And they're going to punt the ball to Frederick Douglass. Going back to receive it for the Broncos will be Hayden Hunt. You got to watch Hunt. You know he's due to break one, Coach. Hunt is. He's due to break a punt. It's really the only thing they haven't had this year. Frederick Douglass is a big punt return. They've had just about everything else. I tell you what, I'll say this about this Bronco team. They're very athletic. They've got a lot of good athletes at all positions.
Yeah, they ended up with some really good athletes and a really good coaching staff. So, you know, you can't beat that.
Clay's punt. He punts it away from Hunt.
Smart.
Rolls, and it rolls dead at about the 27 and scooped up there by Hancock County. So the Broncos will have it at the 27. If you're wondering, okay, it's 29-0. The Kentucky High School Athletic Association football rules is any game that's 36 points or more, they have a running clock. Yeah. So if you're keeping score at home, should Douglas score a touchdown and get the conversion here, we pretty much have a running clock in the second half.
Why do you think they went for 2 on all those earlier conversions?
Working on their 2-point conversion
I think
for
so
when they
too.
get in the playoffs.
I think so
I mean,
too.
when you're in the playoffs, you got to have everything down and honed up. And I think they wanted to make sure they had a good 2-point conversion.
And they feel good about their extra point kicker.
Right. That's exactly right. So they have it through Broncos. Bean fakes, looks to pass. Bean in trouble, spins, and he is going to spin out of it. Roll to the left. Bean being pursued. He's at the 30, and Bean is going to be out of bounds. Let's see what they mark him. 35-yard line. Maybe the 38. I didn't know he went out up there, Coach. I thought he stepped out about the 35, and I'm looking back here. I don't think we have any penalty markers down, as Frederick Douglass is already up there to the 38-yard line set to run a play.
I think we have a timeout, don't we?
Hancock County got their second timeout.
No, they didn't. One official called a timeout, but
the Whitecap is still going to the sideline like somebody called a timeout. Yeah, somebody did. Now here we go. There is a timeout. So timeout on the field, 4:55, first half action. And Coach, what we got coming up at halftime with your UFOs, Unheralded Football Overachievers?
I've got 2 good ones. I actually picked Coach McPeak called me, not McPeak, Coach
Landis?
No. Coach Eubanks called me right away with one that he was really happy to do this, to honor this guy. And then I ran into Coach Franklin when I got over here. Hadn't heard back from Coach Landis, and Coach Franklin suggested somebody, and he came up and talked to me before the game. So we've got two good ones.
Yeah, you always come up with good ones. And, of course, next Friday night, PrepSpin, we will be over at Lexington Christian. It'll be the Eagles and the Admirals of Danville. No question, Coach, two of the top teams in AA football in the entire Commonwealth of Kentucky.
Yeah, you won't believe what I'm interested in seeing in that game.
Yes, I will.
Defense. Both of those teams are fantastic offensive teams.
Yeah, we've had DeSales. We saw them
They're
really good defensive
That quarterback
team.
is really
solid.
good, too.
DeSales is a really good football team. So we saw DeSales against Catholic, and that was a shootout at the OK Corral. And now we get to see Danville and LCA. The only 2A powerhouse we haven't seen is Mayfield.
Right, and we probably won't. They're a long way from here.
Yeah, the only way we'd see them is in the Commonwealth Gridiron Bowl at Kroger Field on the campus of the University of Kentucky, and that would be the state championships December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. If Mayfield should make it that far, they got to get through Beechwood. No, Beechwood's single A, I'm sorry. Here is Bean, and here's a flag down.
Yeah, we have a holding penalty against Douglas.
The Monster Turf got Bean.
The Monster Turf got Bean, but there's definitely a holding penalty against Douglas.
So holding against the Broncos.
Yeah, it was like a takedown. It was like one of those wrestling takedowns. So had his arms around him and just took him to the ground. One of the offensive linemen.
Next Friday will be my last regular season broadcast with the coach and William. I've got a formal commitment to go to on the 27th in 2 weeks, but I'll be back with Coach on November 4th for the Commonwealth Gridiron Playoffs. But that'll be a great last regular season game for me to end it up with you, Coach, on that one. LCA and Danville. Bean fires. It's caught up at the 35, 40, 45 midfield and trying to run through defenders and pulled down at the 32-yard line. Nice job there by Breon Thomas.
Bean's developed a good passer now. He's becoming a good passer. I'm sure Coach Franklin's working with him a lot on his footwork and so on.
I'm just looking how few players Hancock has on their sideline when the 11 guys are out on the field. Coach, there can't be more than 20 guys over there.
Yeah, and they only play, he told me on the phone, they only play 19 players.
Right, gotcha. Okay. Bean, Montavian rolling to the right. He's got plenty of running room, and he chooses that option. He's to the 20, 15, Bean to 10, 5, and he's going to be pulled down at the 5. It'll be first and goal. Broncos right there at the 5.
We can see the Mingy Beef Jerky scoreboard here. You can see on your screen that it's 4 minutes and 12 seconds to go in this football game.
First half,
yeah, in the first half, my fault, and 29-0. Right now, a score here will put them over with the conversion.
Yeah, it would put them to 36, and that means we'd have a running scoreboard the rest of the game. But the first things first, Bean has to his right is Gray. Give it inside, Gray running hard, and he gets down near the goal line, but there'll be second and goal right there. I tell you, I really look at the athleticism, Coach. A big number 75, Jacob Buck. Did you just see what he did in the end zone?
I did.
He did like a front wheel flip or something. Well, at that size, are you kidding me?
But why was he in the end zone? He blocked his man into the end zone.
He almost did a blind side on him. Did you ever see that movie?
Yes.
Fake now. Bean rolling to the right, and Bean's going to get to the corner pylon. Touchdown, Broncos. Montavian Bean on the season. That's going to be his 6th touchdown rushing. For it to go with those 10, now 11 touchdown passes for Montavian Bean. And Frederick Douglass now 35. Hancock counting nothing here, 3:16 in the first half. They kicked this extra point, and you got the mercy rule in effect.
The Hornets' defensive end or corner over there had good position on him, but it was just pure speed, Gary. Speed wins, and it did in that case.
And Ryan Legeb is the kicker. Ryan does a great job. He can put the placement down. The Legeb kick is up, and it is good. And, folks, it's now the mercy rule, 36-0, 3:16 to go in the first half. We'll be back here, but right now Frederick Douglass dominating Hancock County, 36-0. here on the Mingy Beef Jerky Scoreboard Show. And speaking of Mingy Beef Jerky, coming up at halftime, Coach, we're going to be joined by Curtis Mackley, the outstanding marketing director at Mingy Beef Jerky. So
what a tremendous
vice
job.
president of the company.
What a tremendous job they do.
Yeah,
just really impressive.
We'll step out for a quick 30, come back here on the White Greer Maggard High School football game of the week as the K-State band makes their way out to the Frederick Douglass surface.
My tax refund usually helps me out, but this year it was much lower than what it was supposed to be. This isn't enough to get me caught up. What am I supposed to do?
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Say no to debt. Get your bankruptcy started for as little as $78 today. The consultation is free in Lexington and now in London.
Welcome back with 3:16 to go. First half, it's all Frederick Douglass. Here's the kick. And it bounces around. Singleton lets it go through his legs, goes back and steps out of bounds at the 5, maybe the 6, and that's where Hancock County will have the ball after Tanner Singleton saw the ball go through his leg. Well, Kentucky's got a bye week. They don't play tomorrow. They've got a bye. They can heal up some injured players. Well, your thoughts, Coach, me and former Kentucky Wildcat player yourself, with the UK team 5-1 heading into the second half of the season?
A good time to have bye week because they've got some injuries. Again, I'm no expert. I just wonder sometimes why so many injuries. I mean, are they doing something in their training techniques or whatever? I don't know. They just seem to have injury after injury during games, not in practices, but during games.
Right, that's true. They do. Injury prone this year. Here's Clay, sends Allstat in motion, and Clay is going to be pulled back.
No, he got out.
Let's see what the officials are going to say. He was at about the 1, so it's not a safety, but close. With 2 minutes and 14 seconds and clock running here, Mingy Beef Jerky scoreboard shows you that Frederick Douglass leads 36-0 over Hancock County. Running clock now as the K-State band. William will certainly get you some good Kentucky State band shots here at halftime, I'm sure.
This is a high school game. Don't worry, they're not going to do the show they do at the college.
I would say that's correct.
You know,
because
we'll be up here boogieing. We'll be grooving and moving up here in the press box, and the press box would be moving too.
Shaking, yeah, exactly.
By the way, this is a beautiful facility.
It is an awesome facility. We love coming out here. They take such good care of us. And what was? And William, yeah, they do. But what was Boyle 13 and Catholic 6?
13-6 at Boyle in the second quarter.
13-6. The last we heard. What was it? 23-0 LCA over top of Somerset. So LCA up big, and Boyle and Catholic get 13-6 in the second. Boyle leading that one. That's a good one. We've done that game about 20 times, haven't we, Coach?
That's the way to get out of the hole right there.
Yes, sir.
Long count, change your snap count, pull one of those big defensive linemen off sides.
So the K-State band will perform along with the Frederick Douglass marching band. I know my daughter was in the marching band, so I've been to tons of marching band competitions over the years, and I tell you what, those kids work hard, those marching band kids. I always make sure I give them some love on the Scholastic Ball Report every year. I bring on like Madison Central, Dunbar, Lafayette, Hoover, whatever band, or whoever it is Adair County. I bring them on the show every year, Coach.
You should. They're important to the high school programs.
Clay's been in there since early in the game when Harper now went down with a wrist injury. He was in for White, who was injured. Clay tucks it, and he is going to be slammed down by the big defensive line of Frederick Douglass.
They're running that 50 defense. If you look at it, they're slanting inside.
Obi Taylor, big number 56. My goodness.
Yeah, Obi Taylor just took the quarterback out of the play.
No, Obi Taylor took the whole offensive line out of the play. He grabbed 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, they're slanting to the inside because they know that they're not going to try to get outside on them.
Hancock County's running as much clock as they can. They're down 36-0.
Yeah, they need to let it just run out.
They want to get to the locker room with nobody else injured. They lost their quarterback, Harper now, who was in for the injured White. Harper now went down, and Clay's done a good job. We'll look at the WL Stats halftime stats. He'll have 80 yards rushing here in the first half.
Get out of there.
Toss to Allsted to 5, and he goes down, and that's going to do it for the first half. We head to the halftime. Coming up, the Coach Mike Me and UFOs, Unheralded Football Overachievers, and an interview with Curtis Mackley from Mingy Beef Jerky, all that coming up at halftime. First half was dominated by the Broncos of Frederick Douglass High School. They lead the Hornets of Hancock County 36-0. When we return on the White Greer Maggard High School Football Game of the Week.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
There are 50 Whitaker Bank locations serving Kentucky communities just like mine.
61 Whitaker Bank ATMs throughout Kentucky make getting quick access to cash easy.
Whitaker Bank staff serves the needs of nearly 70,000 Kentucky customers every day.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
What's your starting five? How about this one? Mild, hot, Cajun, barbecue, and teriyaki. It's the flavors of Mingy Beef Jerky, each one handmade from Ronnie Mingy's all-natural recipe using top-quality beef. That's what makes Mingy Beef Jerky stand out. Take it from me, Tom Leach. Pick up a package today, and if you don't see it, ask for it. And check them out online at mingybeefjerky.com. That's M-I-N-G-U-A beefjerky.com. And go there today to see their newest product, Mingy Beef Jerky Meat Sticks in mild, hot, or honey barbecue.
At White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, we believe that greatness is in the details. Each decision we make is for the benefit of our patients and our community. This means using industry-leading technology to help you achieve your goals and uncover your perfect smile. Our precision and efficiency results in an experience that is both pleasurable and affordable. White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, applying precision and elegance to your smile.
Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthopedics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 956 Kentucky charities and community events.
Employees of Whitaker Bank volunteered 14,860 hours to better our Kentucky communities.
93 nonprofits that promote diversity and inclusion in Kentucky are supported by Whitaker Bank.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
At Lexington Diagnostic Center, we love athletes.
We understand that when you are injured, the results of an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray can be the only thing keeping you off the field.
And that's what we're here for.
Same or next day appointments, front door parking, and our on-site radiologists make it easy for you to quickly get the results you and your doctor need. Call and compare prices.
We can save you hundreds of dollars.
We would love to help get you back in the game.
All S, all P, all O, R-T-S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter. Locally owned and operated since 1972.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky.
Welcome back to the farm, they call it here at Frederick Douglass High School here in Lexington, Kentucky, near the Hamburg area. We're at halftime now where the score is Frederick Douglass 36, the Hornets from Hancock County 0. Not much going on offensively for Hancock County. They're having a lot of trouble blocking this big defensive line for Frederick Douglass. Again, this is a homecoming here at Douglass High School, and they're announcing actually the king and the queen here. the senior representatives for this. We also have the band here from not only the Frederick Douglass band, but the band from Kentucky State are going to be out here. They're going to be doing a little halftime show. And we also have, after I work with a little bit with UFOs, we have the Curtis Mackley, who is a representative from Mingy Beef Jerky here tonight, the Vice President of Marketing Director here tonight. And he's going to be doing a little interview with Gary Ball about what they do and how they represent themselves and how they really support high school football here in the area and high school sports. So we're really looking forward to hearing what Curtis Mackey has to say and also listening to this tremendous high school band out here with playing with the Kentucky State band. First of all, though, let's go ahead and do our UFOs. The UFO, again, we started this years ago, and the UFO stands for Unheralded Football Overachiever. What that means is someone from each team, they pick someone who is above and beyond the call of duty here for the team, and yet gets very little credit for what they do. We are filming as we do this, we're filming the King and the Queen presentation here at halftime. So I'm going to take a little break here because there's just too much going on. Let's see what they say about the King and the Queen here, William.
He is undecided on his major, but would like to be a football coach after he graduates. Melanie Frias, daughter of Jose and Patricia Frias.
You can see they're presenting the court for the King and Queen. So we'll go on with our unheralded football overachievers. First for Hancock County. Hancock County coach Eubanks told me right away who he wanted as his unheralded football overachiever, and he picked Chris Richards. Chris is a Hornet football alumni. He's also involved with the football program from the youth program all the way through the high school level. He leads the charge in keeping the football field painted and mowed. Chris also runs the clock for Pee Wee, for middle school, and JV and freshman games. On Friday nights, he operates the end zone camera for games. He also, Coach Eubanks says that Chris, and this is in his words, Coach Eubanks' words, is the kind of guy you want in your program. He is always willing to lend a hand with whatever needs to be done, and he truly loves the sport of football and especially Hornet football. So a guy like Chris Richards is extremely important to the program because he does so many things. Now, let's look at the UFO for Frederick Douglass High School. The UFO, the unheralded football achiever for Frederick Douglass High School, is Mike Mills. He's the director of operations here. Now, let's talk a little bit about Mike. He has been 2 years, actually it was 2 years at Bryan Station High School where he was a JV coach and a receivers coach. Then he came here with Coach Landis this year. All right, that's your king we're presenting right now. Nice job here, Fernando. I think he said Amador. And now the homecoming queen. Miss McGuire is the queen. Very good, very good. All right, that's a big deal now in high school. All right, let's talk more about Mike Mills. He does all the field prep here, manages all the equipment during the game. But here's the big thing he does. He runs the website here and all of its social media. Now, you tell me that's not a full-time job in a big high school like this. His real job, though, he's an analyst for Toshiba. But his wife works here at Dunbar in a psychologist fashion, I believe. I wish I could have had more time to talk to him about that. To me, that is one of the most important things you can do here at a high school. He has 2 daughters, age 4 and age 2. And I asked Mike what his hobbies are. And he said, "You mean besides football?" And I said, "Okay, besides football." He says his hobbies besides football are taking his 4-year-old and his 2-year-olds to gymnastics practice. So I hope that Mike doesn't try to get in there and do some of the gymnastics himself, but I wouldn't put it past him. He looked like quite an athlete himself. So another thing about Mike, and we mentioned when we discussed this, talked earlier, his dad was a wonderful football coach at Franklin County many years ago while I was coaching at Dunbar. His name was Bubba Mills, and Bubba was a superb coach with Tom Roberts, a very good friend of mine who passed away a year ago. Sorry about that. Mike and Tom ran a really good program, and it worked extremely well together. So those are my two UFOs for this year, for this team. Hancock County, Chris Richards, Frederick Douglass, Mike Mills. Now let's listen to a little bit of action out on the field with the band from Kentucky State.
Three master drum makers who have defined individual recognition. There is no IMD, there is no UNT, there is only they. Show them how we do it at the Capitol. you. And co-captain Pregame. As the mighty Marcus Thoroughbred sees you with at the Jackson's I'll be there. It's time to come back up and we celebrate the life, the style, and the music of Michael Jackson. Fellas, grab your ladies, grab your weed. Get up out your seats and we're about to go dance. Ain't no party like a thoroughbred party. It's a thoroughbred party.
Always great to have you on these regions. You guys are doing great things in the state and becoming a brand that's known almost nationally now. How about that?
You know, we're working at it, and you know, keep doing it the way that Ron did it from the start. So you know, grow at the right pace, and you know, grow will come as it needs to. So.
We've got your new spot. I love it, and I know you like it. There's a young man in it that's near and dear to you.
Yeah, my son Cannon, he's in it. Yeah, it turned out really nice.
It did. And you know, back in the day, when you come to these high school games, you have to reminisce about your days at East Carter when you rushed for 1,300 yards your junior year, over 13 your senior, 20-some touchdowns. So it has to bring back those Friday night lights.
Absolutely. You know, even still, you know, the guys come running out, the band, you know, you get chills still.
You do.
Know, just it's a great atmosphere here too, and great night for football.
And a great man, Gary McPeak is the athletic director here at the new Frederick Douglass High School. A guy that you know quite well. You played high school football for him.
I did.
What was that experience like for you?
You know, he was like a second father to me. You know, just putting in, you know, good values and you know, doing things the right way. It was it was a great experience.
You got to love, too, Curtis. You know football. You played it.
Sure.
You got to love what they've done here at Frederick Douglass. I mean, it's amazing what they've done here with this.
First-year team, absolutely. You know, people don't expect that coming. You know, it's like an expansion team in the pros or something. You know, it's just it's not typical. It's
not typical.
They've done a great job.
They're going for their 6th win tonight. They're 2 losses to Scott County, state powerhouse.
Sure.
Danville, state powerhouse. So, I mean, that's their 2 losses. That's not a bad family to be in.
Absolutely not. You know, you lose to those 2 guys, and, you know, you can't hang your head about that.
Well, not only have you been a great corporate partner of ours on PrepSpin, we appreciate that. You've got a good product. I mean, I love Mingy beef jerky. You know my favorite's the mild, but I do like the teriyaki.
Yep.
But the coaches have been all over us about the hot and spicy. So what's down the road? I know you got the new teriyaki now, and it's really good.
It is, yeah. I mean, sweet and hot's new, but For now we're kind of where we are for a while. We're
right.
going to be with these flavors for a while, and go from there.
I like the sweet and hot. I've tried it.
I like it. It's my favorite.
Yeah, I like it. It keeps it's a little bit, but the sweetness kind of balances it out. So I like it, and we appreciate everything you've done for the kids in high school sports and Mingy Beef Jerky. It's become a name that everybody knows when you mention Mingy Beef Jerky. What a great product you guys have.
Well, if it wasn't good,
That's right. That's exactly right. That's just like PrepSpin. If we if we weren't good at making the video look good, and also right there we got the Mingy Beef Jerky scoreboard now that William put up a couple of weeks ago.
That looks outstanding.
It does. We're getting a lot of good comments about it because people tune in. Maybe they don't have a whole lot of time. They don't have an hour to watch a football game. They got 20 minutes. They want to know what the score is.
Absolutely.
So we got the Mingy Beef Jerky scoreboard right there.
I tell you, that screen is so clear.
Yeah, it is.
It's very clear.
1080p.
That's outstanding.
Well, Curtis, thank you, buddy. We
Absolutely.
appreciate you, and we know you were a darn good player, so I'm not going to challenge you to – Coach might challenge you to he was a good running back. He played at the University of Kentucky, but you guys are too good for me. I was a basketball player. But thank you, Curtis.
Absolutely.
And we'll come back with more on PrepSpin. It's the Mingy Beef Jerky Bowl here at Frederick Douglass High School. It's halftime. We'll come back, and Coach me, and we'll have, of course, his UFOs, Unheralded Football Overachievers. We'll be back.
This is where it all started. Right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
Unfortunately, in this day and age, with many kids younger and younger participating in contact sports and cutting sports, the ACL ligament is more frequently torn than it used to be in years past. As a result, as an orthopedic surgeon who treats sports injuries, I have the unfortunate task of explaining to athletes that are hurt that it's going to take a year to get back to playing their sport or the activities that they love to do. The best way to avoid this is to prevent the injury, and you can do that by having a strong foundation around your joint, and that's the muscles that surround the joint. Flexibility, strength, and technique are probably the best ways to avoid an ACL injury. But when you can't avoid it, that's something that we fix with tissue that replaces the torn ligament in the knee. And basically, we'd like to use your tissue because that's going to heal the best. So if you have to have that done, the key is having a surgeon that's comfortable with this procedure, who has done the procedure multiple times. And the key to successful recovery is to follow instructions after your surgery, getting range of motion quickly, going to physical therapy early so that the knee doesn't get stiff is very important, and then following your instructions from your physical therapist, your trainer, and your surgeon. Typically, it's going to take a full year of your life to get your muscle strength back to where it needs to be, to where you can participate in a sport. But your activities will progress gradually, and by 3 months you'll be jogging, and then you'll progress to your sport over the next 9 months if you work hard.
Take a little walk with me. I'll keep you in good company and be there for you till the end. You'll never be alone, my friend.
All S-R-P-R-O-R-T-S. Pick it up in all sports. Pick it up in all sports.
In Fayette Mall and allsportslex.com, locally owned and operated since 1972.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Over 30,000 Kentuckians are saving time and money by doing their banking online with Whitaker Electronic Banking.
341,000 transactions were made on the go last year using the Whitaker Bank mobile app.
Over 340,000 text alerts were sent last year with Whitaker Bank text banking.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Are you a Kentucky high school sports fan? Do you know where to find the latest news and information on your team, your competition, and high school sports action across the state? Join the fun and excitement at BluegrassPreps.com. You can support your favorite team, test your sports knowledge, and share news and views at BluegrassPreps.com for all the latest on Kentucky high school sports, other sports, and a whole world of lively discussion. Get on board at BluegrassPreps.com.
My tax refund usually helps me out, but this year it was much lower than what it was supposed to be. This isn't enough to get me caught up. What am I supposed to do?
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Say no to debt. Get your bankruptcy started for as little as $78 today. The consultation is free in Lexington and now in London.
And here's Ryan Lygeb into it, and Tanner Singleton. Well, we turned it up to about the 18, 19-yard line. That's where Hancock County will go to work here in the second half. It'll be a running clock. They find themselves trailing this very talented Frederick Douglass Bronco team 36-0 here, as we had great performance by the Kentucky State Marching Band at halftime. Appreciate them, and boy, they put on a great show here at Frederick Douglass High School. 36-0, and Clay under center, slides, gives to the first man, the fullback, and that's going to be first time carry for Simpson, Isaiah, first time he's carried the ball tonight and Kennedy in on the stop there for the Broncos defense.
The Broncos have played just superb defense against the run. Hancock County in the first half only had 48 total yards.
Right, most of that was by Clay, the quarterback, right?
Right, yes.
And reason only had bigger numbers. Here's a quick toss right side, running up as Singleton. And now we got Blaze Nally, 15, looks like, is in at quarterback. So Hancock County down to their fourth quarterback. Started the season with Jacob White. Spencer Harpin now went out with the wrist injury. Then they brought in Darian Clay, the receiver, and now looks like Blaze Nally, 15, is operating the offense, Coach Meehan.
And you know what? They're all doing a decent job as far as what their job is. But there is just no way that they're penetrating this defensive line and linebackers.
3rd down and 8. Nally
for Douglas.
Under his center, Fuqua. Pass, and it's going to be caught up to the 27, about a yard shy of the first down, as it's hauled in there by Parker Lane, his 5th catch of the season. Prior to that catch, Coach, listen to the stat for Parker Lane. He had 4 catches, 137. 3 of those he had taken to the house.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible.
So that's his 5th catch, but only the second time he hasn't taken it to the house. So 4th down and about a yard and a half for Hancock County at their own 27-yard line. Splitting way out to the near side is Chase Herndon. And as we said, Nally in a quarterback now. Motion ball stand. And quarterback's going to keep it, and lunging forward with the second effort, he may have the first down.
He's still going.
Still going, and he does have the first down with the not only the second effort, the third effort. Great effort there by Blaze Nally, the sophomore for Hancock County. That's just, you're down 36-0. You see a quarterback doing something like that, the rest of the team says, hey, take notice.
That's right. And again, here's a guy that you bring in off the bench at the half behind by 36 points, and he's out there fighting like crazy.
Absolutely. You got to love it. That's what high school football.
And that's good.
That's why we do it every Friday night, guys, for a play like that right there by Blaze Nally. That's why we're here every Friday night covering it with Big Blue Madness going on downtown. Here's the handoff right side. Singleton, 32, lunges up to the 34. You know, the first half, there were, 2, maybe 3 fumbles that Hancock was able to pounce back on, Coach.
Right, they pounced back on their own fumbles. Thank goodness, or it could have been a lot worse.
Like I said, that's in a drill and practice. You know it is.
Yeah.
Recovering your own fumble.
We have a penalty here.
Yeah, that was a late call.
It was.
Could be a
block below the waist.
Block below the waist, but a good call. I talked to the officials before the game tonight, and tell you what, it's a good crew, and you gotta love these high school officials, Coach Meehan. I mean, you were a coach for a long time. It is a thankless job. You know, at any level, college level. You know, the only time at collegiate level you hear about it is when fans boo them. In NFL, of course, there's been a lot of questionable things that have happened in the National Football League. But
what you said, though, is true. You know, when they do a really good job is when you don't notice them, and that's pretty amazing to have a job where people don't notice you, and that's a good job.
Well, that penalty really takes them back, Coach, back to the 15. Nally, that's going to be trouble. He's hemmed in and sacked at the 12 by the entire interior defensive line for the Broncos.
Yeah, they don't have there's no possible way for them to get outside now.
That play was made by Gabe Hilliard, the outside linebacker. Good-looking athlete for Frederick Douglass. We have 6:52 in the third running clock, and the Broncos of Frederick Douglass 36, the Hornets of Hancock County nothing.
I expect Frederick Douglass to start subbing some people here too.
Play the JV team maybe?
Well, get some other people an opportunity.
I mean, you get them some good work in before they play Monday, right?
Absolutely.
Well, the JV season winding down, of course. Nally rolling to the left. Lefty throws, fires it up, and it is going to be intercepted. 35-yard line, picked off back there by the Broncos.
Yeah, it was tough. He turned upfield, did a good job of getting his feet set, but just didn't have enough on the football.
I believe that was Strozier, wasn't it? Number 35, Keith Strozier. That's who I've got on my roster. Coach, you got somebody different?
No, that's it.
Strozier. I know we had a different number. You know, I guess the coaches could help us out and send us an updated roster, which we ask for every week, right?
Good.
So, well, Nally's second pass, he completed the first one. Second one wasn't so successful, picked off by the Broncos, Strozier. So that's where Frederick Douglass will have it at the 35 in their Miami Hurricane uniforms. No Limit Strozier, William just said. You know, it's his birthday. And here's a handoff and running hard to that is one of the JV players. That's number 39, and that is Darius Neal, a freshman.
Hey, while I have a second here, I want to do a little shout out. A couple weeks ago, I met 2 young ladies who go to Frederick Douglass High School, and I promised them I would say hello. So Alyssa Dahl and Megan Dahl, hello to them from PrepSpin.
Here is the running back again, and at quarterback, Coach, is that 80 at quarterback? Is that number 80? That's 80 at quarter. When in the world do you play an 80 at quarterback in any level? But that is Jesse Robinson, number 80. That's who I've got on my roster.
Jesse Robinson.
So we'll go with the roster they gave us. Sorry, folks, if it's wrong. We always ask for an updated roster. 3rd down and 10. So Robinson at quarterback. Never seen a number 80 at quarterback, but we have tonight. Robinson's got some wheels. 30 down to the 28-yard line. We're to be 4th down and about 4.
Again, they had him for about a 5 or 6 yard loss and just slipped off the tackle.
So 4th down. JV team in there now for Frederick Douglass. 4th and 4. They have it inside the 30 of Hancock County. Will be a long bus ride back for the Hornets tonight.
Well, maybe they learn some things, and you learn.
That's what the coach said. He said we wanted to make it a good learning experience out of it. And handoff, full back, and he is going to dive down inside for the first down. Great effort by Neal, Darius Neal, the big 190-pound freshman running back. So you got a sophomore quarterback and Jesse Robinson, and you got a freshman Darius Neal running the ball like that here late in the game, picking up extra yardage and a first down. What was the first down situation at halftime?
It was 14 first downs for Douglass and 3 for Hancock County. I think that was the 4th one there.
3:22 to play in the 3rd. Clock running, and Mercy Rule to continue to run. Robinson, Daniil again, and he's down to the 23. Good tackle by Hancock County. And
I think they got a fumble.
yeah,
they did.
They
got the fumble.
Hancock County got on it. Coach, who got it? Trying to see the replay there to see who got on it, Coach.
He's carrying the ball very loosely. I don't think he really got a good grip on it. Yeah, 50.
So the recovery by Warren Garrison, the junior. Garrison on the fumble recovery. Hancock will have it at the 54-yard line, but that clock continued to run. 2 minutes 43. It's going to be a fast second half, folks, with this 36-0 Frederick Douglass score. Gary Ball, Coach Mike Meehan. Thanks to Curtis Mackley for joining us at halftime, Coach, from Mingy Beef Jerky.
Really nice job. A good, really good person and doing a super job.
Got a good product, too. I love that stuff.
Absolutely.
You got to try that stuff, as Coach Hall used to always say. Fumble the ball after they recovered. The quarterback, Nally, fumbled it. He was able to get back on it. I'm telling you, they practice that, Coach. They practice recovering their own fumbles because they must fumble the ball a lot.
Well, when you run the option stuff, sometimes you do because you have that belly to the fullback and the quarterback has to. Again, you teach where the quarterback holds the ball in the middle so that the running back, the fullback, can feel his hands if he wants to pull it.
Right.
Leave it or pull it.
Hey, next Friday night, be there, be square. Lexington Christian, 7:30 kickoff. Danville LCA, they'll both be 9-0 going into that game, Coach. Here's the toss to Singleton. Singleton running hard up to about the 27, 28-yard line. And I just got the go there from William Moorfield. I guess we're going to tailgate that game as well. What's that mean, William?
Just going to hang out and mingle with the people.
Oh, okay. We'll be out there tailgating with you next Friday night. I got a regular job at the bank. You know what I'm saying?
I'll be there.
Yeah, Coach will be.
I'll be there.
I can be there about 5:30.
They'll bring some of the best food in the state.
All right, so I'll be there.
It's at Lexington Christian?
They'll have
Third down.
Somebody has to have some chicken wings.
Third down
I'll be
and
there.
7. William Moorfield's fired up about that game next Friday. Danville at Lexington Christian Academy, 7:30. We'll be tailgating. Here's Nally. Sets up, throws, incomplete on that 3rd and 7. He was trying to go in the flat out there to Allstat.
Now he's got that little sidearm throw down, actually. Just let him a little too much. It was a good job, though, to run that play where you run that little out pattern, try to get that first down.
Big Jesse Gray wearing 64 tonight, Coach. He forgot his 56 jersey back in Hancock County tonight.
So they just changed the jersey with him.
He's wearing 64. Looks like he's going to punt it away.
Hey, when I was coaching in Dunbar, we went to Knox Central or somewhere, and one of my players forgot his jersey. And I was so mad that he forgot his jersey that I said, forget it then. You're going to wear whatever you have. And so he had everybody else had a white jersey on. He had a red one on.
Big Gray's punt off with back deep to return was Bybee, but it goes out of bounds. The official is going to mark it at about the 43-yard line. That's where Frederick Douglass will have it. And the clock continues, and the clock will run out here with a running clock. That's into the 3rd quarter. Told you to be fast, folks, because it was a running clock. We head to the final quarter. It'll be a running clock as well. And Frederick Douglass leading Hancock County 36-0 here on the Mingy Beef Jerky Game of the Week.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be, for generations to come.
Here, Coach. Want me to help you?
Sure. I got it.
Thank you, Mark.
Guy needs to quit calling me Mike Megan.
Call you Megan?
Yeah.
Hey, at least he didn't call you vegan.
Vegan?
Vegan.
Yeah.
Coach said, my guys for calling me Megan. I said, well, at least he didn't call you vegan.
You guys
We're back here on PrepSpin. Gary Ball and Coach Mike Meehan. Here's the return, and going all the way down is, it looks like Douglas nearly took that to the house, and they did. That was Robinson.
Yeah,
Robinson nearly took that to the house.
He got in there inside the 5-yard line, about the 3-yard line on that one.
As we were away there, they really got up quickly. So
this is a total beat down, and it's kind of sad, really.
Hand off and to the fullback, and he gets down to about the 2-yard line.
Again, Gary, I'm really happy with what I'm seeing with Douglas High School. They're using a lot of substitutes here. They're using a lot of subs, and they're getting young people game experience.
And they've got a sophomore, number 80. Is that the first time you've ever seen a number 80 play quarterback?
I believe.
I've never seen in all the years I've done high schools, 30 years, I've never seen a guy. Yeah, well. It's not that I have a problem with it. I just wonder why, if the kid's going to quarterback, you don't put him at a number below 20. I don't get it. Robinson, and he's not going to get in. He's down the 1-yard line. That clock will continue to run, folks. 10:37 remaining in this game, and Douglas is going to win. Listen to this, Coach. Brand new program. It's almost like have a new franchise in NFL. They're going to go to 6-2 with 2 losses to 2 teams that are dynasties, Scott County and Danville.
Yeah, they've done a super job.
Real. Quarterback is going to dive down and not get in at the 1. Boy, Hancock County's bowing their neck here a little bit on this goal line stand.
I'm looking at the first 3 quarters, the stats for tackles, and Obie Taylor has 5 tackles, but Perkin has 3, Bybee has 3, and they're doing a great job. That whole defensive line.
Robinson, he may try this one again. He's tried it a couple of times. They snap it to him. No, he gives to Neal, the big fullback. Does he get in? Touchdown. So Darius Neal, the big freshman, got in for what we all know is the first touchdown he scored this season as a freshman. So with 9:42 on a running clock, it's now 42-0. Frederick Douglass over Hancock County.
Hey, remember when Kentucky beat Tennessee and they used the receiver at quarterback?
Yeah, I do.
What was his number? Was he an 80?
No, he was not. He was a lower number, I think. Direct snap. They're just going to take a knee. That's class right there. Just take a knee. You don't need to run up. You got a 42-0 lead. Why keep running up the points? So they take a knee and show a little class, Coach.
Yeah, and that comes from the head coach. And that comes from Landis. Again, we've seen the opposite before.
Yes, many times.
But we've seen the same thing happen with their
coaches.
Most coaches have a camaraderie with opposing coaches.
It's a fraternity,
and it is, and they want to make sure that they keep things on the level.
Yeah, it's a fraternity that doesn't haze, doesn't cause. It's a fraternity. You guys are brothers. It's kind of like us as broadcasters.
Yep.
I mean, it's a fraternity. It's a group of guys that.
I don't know. You were talking bad about me there, about. What they were calling me on the loudspeaker over here a little bit ago.
No, all I said is I could have called you vegan.
Yeah, but
which is a guy that you just like vegetables. You're vegan.
I like vegetables, but I like to add a little bit of hamburger to them.
That's right, I do too. When you were growing up, I'm dating myself here, but did you like Hamburger Helper? I love that.
I never heard of Hamburger Helper until I was an adult.
Oh, come on, Coach Meehan.
No. No, all my brothers, we were all so hungry. My dad just ran a cow through there, and we just took the pieces that went by.
Hancock wishes they could have some Hamburger Helper right now, down 42-0 to this Broncos team. The Hornets, short man takes it, 15-20, and returns up to the nice return to the 30-yard line for Hancock County.
We get his number. He was tough. He was a fighter.
That was Allstad 4, I believe. Nate Allstad.
Nice job. I mean, a lot of courage. Again, Coach Eubanks told me on the phone, he specifically said to make sure people understand that we don't have very many kids on this football team.
But we play hard.
But we play hard
really
all the time.
I look for them to be a factor when these kids like Clay, when these kids like Nally, when these young men like that are juniors and seniors, they'll have a fine football team.
I like to follow them, see how they do.
Nally another fumble, and I'm not sure they practice this enough, but I think they might have gotten back on it.
They
What's
did?
that, the 6th or 7th fumble they've gotten back on tonight?
Yeah, on the handoff, on that belly. It's just so hard. When you have penetration and you're trying to hand the ball off and the defense is right there with you when you do it.
Well, we got to be thinking about our star of the game presented by the Bluegrass Area McDonald's, Coach Meehan.
Yep. That's going to be a tough one this game.
I think we're going to go with a defensive player. We almost did last time.
Yep. Michael Rico for Douglas out there just came off the field, was in on that play.
Nally toss to left side, and I believe that's Alstad. We'll wait and see. Nope. That's going to be Tristan Robbins, a freshman, another freshman out there for Hancock County. Robbins running hard, Coach.
Yeah, and a nice job by Jahai Wright, number 42 for Douglas. I might have pronounced it Jhai.
Jahai
sounds right.
Jai Wright. 7:33 to go, 42-0. Mingy Beach Jerky. Here's a quick toss to Singleton. Singleton 35. Tristan Singleton 40, and he's close to the first down marker. Good running there by Tanner Singleton, the 190-pound senior running back who came in on 68 carries, 450 yards, and 6 touchdowns for Hancock County. But remember, Coach, their starting quarterback has been out, Jacob White. Harpenow went out with an injury, the backup. Gage Gray, their starting running back who has 75 carries, nearly 700 yards, 6 scores. He didn't even dress tonight, Coach.
Yeah.
So a lot of injuries, as you said. Coach Eubanks told you that before the game tonight, that he had a lot of injuries going into this game.
Right, and Gray was I watched him on film. He was pretty darn good.
Pretty solid, yeah. So we have 6:49 to play, and first down on that nice effort. And the southpaw sets, throws up, and it's going to be a great catch by Lane down to the 35-yard line. Parker Lane.
Nice
Lane,
job,
the
wasn't it?
senior, went up for it.
Yeah, he went up over the defender and made the catch. Nice job, Parker.
So Lane with the catch. That's his second catch tonight. Came in, as I said, 4 catches, 137 yards, and 3 touchdowns for Parker Lane. He doesn't catch many, but he usually takes them to the house.
Clock is really moving with 6 minutes and 18 seconds. You can see that on the Mingy Beef Jerky scoreboard.
I love
here
that.
on
I love
PrepSpin.
that. I love that feature now, the Mingy Beef Jerky scoreboard. That's awesome. And next Friday night, Lexington Christian Danville. You don't want to miss that one. Pass near side lane, and he's hit when the ball's delivered. And number 30 there, who happens to be Deshaun Gowdy, was in on coverage there for Frederick Douglass.
Yeah, Gotti just jumped that one pretty quick and hit him from behind just as the ball got there. Actually, a really good play against Parker Lane.
And a lot of people complimenting complimenting William Warfield and his camera work, and they really liked the live look-in at the Catholic game last Friday against Western Hills. A lot of people watched that, William, even though you didn't have the broadcasters. Is that a hint?
I watched it.
You did?
Yeah, I sure did.
So second down, even Coach watched. Why
I watched
didn't you
the
go
second,
announce it, Coach?
I watched the second half.
Here's quarterback Nally. He's in trouble.
No
He's
way.
dumped. Big 79 came in there and got him. I believe that was 79, Coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's wearing 79, and yep, I had a commitment last Friday. Yeah, and guys, I hate to say it, no 79 on a roster. It stops at 79, goes to 80 to quarterback Robinson. Sorry, we apologize, folks. We asked for updated rosters from every coach. This one's not obviously. This one hasn't been updated. 445, either that or it's freshman and JV playing, and they're not on the varsity roster. I don't know. Been doing this a long time, and I usually have no problems getting an updated roster. Third down and 12. You know what I mean, Coach?
We got to try to get these kids credit. So.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Not our fault. Here is Nally. He's going to be sacked way out of bounds on the far side. It won't matter with the running clock whether he got out of bounds or not, because it will continue to run down to 4:18, folks. Fast second half. But it was 36-0 at halftime.
But that's a learning experience for Nally, for the quarterback. You know, when you get in that situation, you don't want to take that loss, that sack. Throw it out of bounds.
Coach, you had the most tackles for the Broncos. You said the most tackles, because we're gonna give our McDonald's area.
Obi Taylor.
Well, we might go with big 56 then. How about that?
I would like that. Yeah, I'd like to see it. He was dominant on the line of scrimmage on defense.
Stay tuned. We'll interview our Bluegrass area McDonald's PrepSpin star of the game. Here's the punt coming. Shanked it off the right side, and it goes. Here come the Broncos. They scoop it up down the far sideline. Cuts back to 40. He's at the 30. He's going to take it to the house. Touchdown. $28, I believe it is. Trying to get a number. Bybee, they said.
Yeah, that's 28.
Yeah, 28.
Jalen Bybee.
Bybee. So Bybee with he scooped that up down the far sideline. And
yeah, they thought it was going to go out of bounds, and they kind of relaxed. The
Bybee.
Hornets relaxed, and he just scooped it.
And, that's just a young man wanting to make a play, Bybee. Yep. That's not a kid trying to run up the score. So It's now 48-0. And by the way, tonight, Covington Catholic, that team that Coach Mia and I think is probably the best team in the state we've seen, 52-0 tonight over Highlands.
That's an amazing score.
Blocked, and they'll just go back and dive on it.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Highlands can't be happy. They cannot be happy.
No, because they used to beat up on Covcath, and now Covcath the last few years has turned it under. Let's take a look at that return by Bybee, guys. Tell us where he picked it up at, Coach, so we know the yardage. There's the punt. Tell us about it, Coach.
Yeah, he punted the ball, and it just bounced, and it stayed in bounce on the
no, that's
33-yard line.
So 67-yard return by Bybee. There he goes. Yep. Cut it back, and, man, he turned on the Jets, didn't he, Coach?
Right, but there was nobody there. I mean, there really nobody there to get him. Yeah. So he just did a really good job of, he saw the goal line and went for it. I saw a play on the internet today, a high school team out of Ohio. The team was behind by a couple points, and they decided they were going to do the old on the kickoff return of the laterals. Mm-hmm. They ran about 7 laterals down the field. The guy broke away to go for a touchdown to win the game, and the kicker ran him down and tackled him on the 2-yard line.
Well, the kicker must have had some speed.
He was blazing, let me tell you. Which maybe he wasn't tired either, because they were running laterals right and left.
So Ryan Ligeb, number 99, he's been busy for the Broncos, set to kick off again. They lead 48-0. Here's the kick, near side, Allstad, 15-20. Allstad dancing, and he's pulled down at about the 24-yard line. So we have just 3 minutes and 10 seconds to play in a running clock, and the Frederick Douglass Broncos will go to 6-2, and Hancock County Hornets will drop to 4-4. They got 4 wins, Coach, so they're not a bad football team.
They're not, and they just ran into a real buzzsaw, something that they weren't used to here.
They weren't used
to kind of speed
much,
and that defense, wow.
And that athleticism, that interior. I think the D-line, from what I've seen this year, the D-line, that front interior, those 3 or 4 down low for Frederick Douglass, I put up against anybody.
Yeah, they run that 50 defense. They take their gaps. They control the line of scrimmage. Those linebackers can scrape back and forth, get in on tackles. They play good secondary defense. Pretty good defensive team. Probably a better defensive team than I would have expected.
So Nally's still in there at quarterback. Quick toss around the left side up to the 30. That's the freshman, and that's going to be Robbins, Tristan Robbins.
See, there's another freshman that's going to be a good football
freshman,
player.
Yeah.
Good quickness, I'll tell you. What's his size? Do you have that?
He's not very big, Coach. I was just noticing that. He's only 5'6", 140, but he's quick. Robbins is.
He's mosquito quick.
Mosquito quick. You don't want to get, Zika virus. You don't want to get bitten by him.
No, we got a Hornets. The Hornets came to the farm, but it looked like the Douglas team had to raid.
Yeah,
because it was
the Broncos.
It kept them away.
So we're running down to the last minute, 40 seconds of this game, folks. Stay tuned afterwards. We're going to have our Bluegrass Area McDonald's star of the game. Quick toss to Allstad, 30. Allstad close to the first down marker, fighting for it. Good effort. Allstad with the good run, and he's close to the first down marker.
I think he was a little short.
Clock will continue. Already down, Coach, to 1:19 to go in this game.
19 seconds, and the running clock is they call it a mercy rule, but let's just call it the running clock. I think mercy rule is a little.
I do too. That's I usually say we got a running clock is what I usually say.
And that's good because most coaches understand how that works, and that it saves them. It saves them injuries and so on.
I mean, not that you experienced it too.
There you go again, Gary. There you go again. You certainly do. I was on both sides of that.
That's what I meant.
I've been on both sides.
I can't see that, Coach. Williams got it's too small font for me. Here's a flag down as Hancock got the handoff up the middle. There's a penalty marker.
We're getting thank yous. Yeah, thank you for your work. Thank you for what you do from Curtis, and that's good. Curtis Bagley is the Mingy Beef Jerky representative that Gary did a really good job talking to at halftime.
Thank you, Coach.
Nice.
I'm just teasing you. I said you've been on both sides of that. I prefaced it. And you've been on the winning side like the Broncos. You've been on that other side. Which side do you like better?
I much prefer being on the winning side. The defense, the losing side is
that's going to do it.
heartbreaking.
We're down to 6 seconds. Hancock County came all the way to Lexington. They'll go back to Hancock County with a 48-0 loss to this very, very talented Frederick Douglass Bronco football team. They win at 48-0 here tonight. Coach, your final thoughts here before we get our star of the game on and wrap things up here from Frederick Douglass High School.
It was a typical homecoming game. I mean, you chose a team that you could probably beat. Hancock County came in here with quite a few injuries and a very small team playing against a really good 6A team. We're going to see Hancock County in the future. We think they're going to get better and better. And those of you that are watching this at Hancock County, let me tell you something. You got a good football program. You show a lot of class. You got really good players that are young. A couple of seniors that play really well. I think that football team's got a good future, Gary. I really do.
I do too. I think they play hard. Their kids give it a good effort, Hancock County. But tonight, just a little bit too much athleticism and speed by Frederick Douglass. They win it 48-0, big 6A team, a team that I think can make some noise in the playoffs here in 2017 with the talent they've got. They win it 48-0. Our star of the game, we're going to give it to a defensive player. We're going to go Big Obie Taylor, number 56 for the Broncos. He's going to get our star of the game from McDonald's, Bluegrass area McDonald's. We'll talk to him. Thanks to WL Stats for all the stats tonight. We'll come back to Frederick Douglass High School where tonight the Broncos win it 48-0 over Hancock County. We'll be back with our Bluegrass area McDonald's star of the game and the postgame show here on the Greer Maggard High School football game of the week.
If you have lost your keys, please bring Mr. Armin on the field. The Mingy Beef Jerky Bowl MVP goes to number 56, Obie Taylor. And your 2017 Mingy Beef Jerky Bowl champions, your Frederick Douglass Broncos. Fans, we hope you enjoyed tonight's game. Be sure to join us here Friday, October 20th at 7:30 as your Douglass Broncos host the Henry Clay Blue Devils. Drive home safely and good night from Frederick Douglass High School. Again, the Frederick Douglass High School bake sale, ticket number 4154307. You are a winner in the raffle.
S-R-P-R-O-R-T-S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall and allsportslex.com, locally owned and operated since 1972.
By the number.
Welcome back to the Mingy Beef Jerky Bowl, and the Mingy Beef Jerky Bowl gave our MVP, our star of the game from McDonald's, Obie Taylor, the same award. He got the MVP award of this Mingy Beef Jerky Bowl. And, Coach, while I'm looking here, I've got some other great matchups from around the state. Of course, here tonight, Frederick Douglass won 48-0 over Hancock. Beechwood over Ludlow, who at the time was undefeated. Ludlow was undefeated going to that game. Beechwood tonight, 63-0 over an undefeated Ludlow team. Does that tell you who Beechwood's played as opposed to who Ludlow's played, maybe?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just stating the obvious. Corbin over Bell, 42-8 in that one. It was Covenant Catholic tonight in their big rivalry game with the Highlands, 52-0 Colonels. Danville, 53, Middlesboro nothing, setting up that showdown with LCA next Friday that we'll have right here on PrepSpin. East Jessamine over Marion, 38-8. Lloyd beat Newport Catholic 46-14. Rockcastle County over Clay County 47-8. Louisville Christian Academy 62. Shawnee 6 running clock. Simon Kenton, listen to this score, Coach. Simon Kenton 65. Campbell County 40. That's a final.
Wow. We
got our star of the game, Obie Taylor, and William Mulder, the agent, coming up here. Fern Creek over Southern. St. X over Mayo 27-0. So X, big win over Mayo. Some other scores: Trinity over Seneca, 42-0. Thank you, Mark Maloney from the WL Stats, as making his way up here now is our big fella who gets the star of the game here tonight. He's got a lot of hardware. I got the Mingy Beef Jerky. Coach is setting him up. William Mulder brought him up here. The agent, Obie Taylor, and Coach. Let me get that for you, Coach. Yeah, there you go. And we're going to get the star of the game. Hey, that D-line, Obie, I mean, you guys just love to play together. Why are you in the backfield so much? How are you able to do that?
All we have to do is play physical, and the result shows itself on the field.
Do you feel like that your Frederick Douglass D-line, really your defense as a whole, is one of the best in the state? You guys have that kind of confidence?
I honestly believe we are one of the best in the state. We prove it most of the time.
Yeah. And you got the Mingy Beef. What was it like? What did the teammates tell you when you got the Mingy Beef Jerky? Now you got the McDonald's area, Bluegrass McDonald's area PrepSpin star of the game. How about that?
Yeah, it's really mind-blowing a little bit. First time it happened for me.
What was on your thought? What was your mindset, Obie, coming over here to a new high school, knowing that you guys had to set the tone, and now you've got 6 wins here now in the season, heading into Henry Clay next Friday night. The K-State band was here tonight. They were awesome. It was homecoming. I mean, that's what high school football is all about, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Like, when I came over here, I didn't expect us to be as athletic as we are. Since I got here, all our teammates, like, as good as I was at my other school.
Right.
But even better, actually. It's like.
And tonight, you give the freshman a start at quarterback, and he played spectacular. And then, of course, Bean came in there, and he did what Montavian Bean does. You know what I'm saying? He's just a good quarterback. So now you got a dual threat there with those two guys, so you get even more scarier. What do you guys think you need to do? Henry Clay and then I believe Connor to wrap it up. As you get in, what are you going to try to work on these next couple weeks to get ready for the playoffs?
Get ready for playoffs. Honestly, all we need to do is focus more. Like, that's really our only problem right now. Like, we lose focus during the game.
Well, it's kind of tough. I mean, when you're up 42-0, and focus is going to be. You guys are going to be watching. A lot of the times, you're going to be watching a JV team out there playing. But that's good. Give those young guys some reps too. Like you did the quarterback tonight, DeKel. So
they're the future of our team. You got to give them a chance, see what they're made of.
Right. I'm going to look at your. I mean, we've been admiring your play and your athleticism and your size. They list you at 6'2", about 260. Is that accurate?
We're more like 250.
250. Well, okay. We'll beef you up a little bit. But on the other side, you got big LeBlanc going to North Texas. And then you got is it Fogel down there? Who's the nose tackle?
Yeah, Michael Fogel.
Yeah. So I mean, you guys just play well together, don't you? You know how you know what each other's doing out there.
Yes, sir.
When did that start?
It probably started like once I got to the school. I came like middle of summer, close to that.
Yes, sir.
And we just started like bonding a lot.
Do you think the Coach Meehan and I, we've called a few of your games now. PrepSpin, of course, we do a game of the week. But do you think your team? I know Scott County last week. You felt like it was a good ball game there, 28-21 for a while. What do you feel that you and your teammates are going to have to do maybe to get to that level?
See, to get to that level, we had to be more disciplined. Like we had to execute better than we did that game.
Right.
Like that game, it was like we came out slow.
Yeah. Right. But hey, the thing is, you've got something to shoot for, don't you?
Yes,
because
sir.
you're playing well. You're 6-2. Let's look at the positive things. And by the way, another positive thing, you're going to take some hardware home tonight. You better be ready. The Bluegrass area McDonald's, they give a PrepSpin star of the game. You got that hardwood too as well. Take that over to Crown Trophy behind Starbucks on Nicholasville Road. They will personalize that for you, put your name on there, the school, and if you look over here, we're going to get you a picture for PrepSpin and hold that plaque up for us. That's Obie Taylor. He's our McDonald's PrepSpin star of the game tonight from Bluegrass area McDonald's. We like the big fella. And anybody you want to say hello to out there in TV land? Mister, look right up there at the camera.
I want to say hello to my family, my dad, my mom, brothers, sisters.
Obie Taylor, he's the real deal. Thank you, sir. Good game, and yes, sir. Yeah, where'd you Obie come from? Where'd you get your name?
I got my name from my dad.
Got you.
Yeah, and my dad got it from my grandfather's friend. Like my grandfather's friend, he was in the army, and they say whoever came back first had a son. They're gonna name it after each other.
Right.
So he named my dad Obie. My dad named me Obie.
Outstanding. Thank you, Obie. That's Obie Taylor, our star of the game. He was also the Mingy Beef Jerky star of the game. He took all the hardware home tonight, had a big game, led him in tackles. Thank you, Obie. We'll be back and wrap things up. And that's our star of the game, presented every game on PrepSpin by the McDonald's Bluegrass Areas, and it goes to Obie Taylor tonight. Thank you, Obie.
Thank you.